And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 436. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we actually have two topics for you guys tonight for this episode of the MSK show. The first one will be on the official synopsis revealed for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and we will also be talking about the Marvel and DC Comics Superman and Spider-Man and Spider-Man and Superman crossover book coming out later in this year in 2026. Or is it coming out sooner than you think, actually? So,
maybe.
Also, I want to let you guys know this. On Thursday, me and Joe won't be having our show at the usual time, not because anything bad happened. I'm going to go watch Scream 7 because that's Scream Day and I'm at the theater. So, I will have hopefully two one-on-ones that end up panning out. I think the first one will end up panning out over the second one, actually. The second one is from someone, I'm like, I hope it pans out very well, but that's why I have two one-on-ones scheduled that day, and I'll most likely have a game stream like after I get home after watching Scream 7. But yeah, we'll be back on for the show. Obviously, we're going to be here Monday, but like Thursday, 7 o'clock, you guys know, I'm at the theater. I want to Scream because I love the Scream movies, barring the good or bad ones. And I want to just like lick people's salty tears because they're apparently boycotting the movie. You know what's crazy about these people when it comes to like this Scream controversy is this is what people in my position have always said, where it's like, hey, these companies are doing fucked up things. We're not going to support it. It's like, but your boycott won't work. You know what? They did something you guys didn't like when they fired Melissa Barrera and Jen Ortega for their pro-Palestine positions. And now you guys are boycotting the company. I like how it's always fun to just not understand stupid people. But I try to understand stupid people. For some reason, you don't like what a company did, so it made you angry to not support their product. But when people you don't like do that, you go, but hey, it doesn't matter. They don't need you anyway. Why does that logic not apply to you? What is this? Why? It's like in their brains, whatever they do is righteous, great, morally sound, virtuous, and everything. But if someone has different political views than them, everything they do is wrong. There was a person who was talking about Nerdrotic, Gary. As you guys know, I met Gary. I've been Facebook friends with his wife. They're very nice to me. And this person said, Gary or Nerdrotic has never been right. Keep in mind, when someone's saying that are you implying that you've never been wrong in your entire life either? Like, what? That doesn't make any logical sense.
How can say things like that's ridiculous?
Yeah,
you've never been right. Well, people are right. I mean, everyone's right about something sometimes.
Yeah,
weird.
I don't even know what that kind of logic is. So apparently, someone you don't like has never been right about anything, but you, having the opposite opinion of them, have always been right and never been wrong. That's just the most retarded position
you
ever.
Can disagree with people, but I mean, if you're like, Gary, I know his big thing in Nerdrotic, he always big MCU, and that's actually when I first started watching him was because I saw MCU and She-Hulk, and I was intrigued. And, he has some opinions I don't always agree with and everything, but at least supports his idea. And anyone who does that, I respect them. I mean, unless their idea is like really insane, like just something totally crazy. But he may say like a show that I don't like or not like a show I like, but he supports his opinion, and that's all you can ask. And like I said, sometimes I think he gets a little negative, but that's his thing, and that's his prerogative, and you can either listen to him or you don't have to. It's the same thing with this Scream boycott. I don't know. I've never. I mean, it's very rare. I hate to say never, but I've never like not watched something or read a book or
same here. I did it once
because of something, like that.
Yeah, I did it once, and that was with Wakanda Forever when they refused to recast T'Challa for whatever reason. I was like, you know what? I'm not giving this my money in theater. I'll just watch it whenever I can. It was just like that. I think it's the only time I ever did that. That was the only time I literally, you know what? You're just not getting my money. Because I always tell people this: even if the companies that produce these movies don't really like you, keep in mind that's potentially higher ups that think that way. Also, guys, most business people, most people in general, not just Hollywood movie studios, really couldn't give a fuck about you. This is the
Yeah,
harsh reality about life that no one really understands until it actually. This is a saying I had growing up. It was a saying where it's easier to trick someone than to convince someone they have been tricked. You guys have been tricked and you don't even realize it. And even when someone points it out to you, your brains just for some reason can't get around the idea that you're just a dollar sign of someone. And I'm not saying that on some deep level there's not some level of care. They care when you're putting money into their products.
Yeah, they care enough to open your wallet.
Yeah, that's it. And it should, to be fair, it should be that way. I think that approach is not that bad from the company because there should be some level of no, this is a wall here. I'm the creator, you're the fan. That's it. And that's when these companies started mixing in like these influencers and inviting them onto like their movie sets, like that guy Soups who just yells at movie trailers.
Yeah.
That guy with the black hair, he just gets invited to premieres and everything because he's a hype guy and he's an influencer that has some influence with the young kids. And it's like, then keep in mind, guys, that's how you create disingenuous people, is because when you invite someone like that to your let's say your home, that creates a biased perspective in that person's brain where they're not going to be able to even want to potentially critique you because now they know they're going to lose that access. And then they somehow think a studio giving them free stuff is somehow the studio liking them. No, that's the studio's way of being like, I have you on my leash and don't do anything or you're going to lose this. That's what they're actually thinking. They don't actually care about you personally. It's not what they're thinking.
I promote my movie, say something nice about it. I think creative people care. The business people care as much to get your money.
Yeah.
But I think when you get somebody like a Steven Spielberg, he does things, I think he wants people to enjoy and people like. There's a lot of directors, a lot of writers like that. There's an author that I read a lot of his books, is CJ Box, and he writes about a game warden out in Wyoming, and they're just fun stories. But I've chatted with him on like Facebook or Twitter, and he loves writing and he loves telling those stories. And I think he does it because he loves it. He obviously wants to make money, but you could tell he cares about it and he cares about his readers because he goes out of his way to, let them know. But now I'm sure his publisher likes the money he brings in because his books are fairly successful and he sells out. He's always doing like signings places. So he's got a very popular base. So I'm sure they're happy. But you could tell he puts a lot of care into his books. Now his editors probably care too, but the publishers who are making the financial decisions are like, well, I don't care what you put in the book. If it sells, we're good. They could take, stick figure drawings from my friend's 12-year-old son and make $1 million off it. That would be on the shelves tomorrow. So there's a certain amount where they don't care. And I think that's when you're talking about like these boycotts and things, people get really into like Disney or a studio and they get so ferocious. Like, you can't even point out any of the hypocrisy of things that Disney does without people jumping down your throat. I mean, they wouldn't do business in Georgia several years ago because they had strict abortion laws. But yet they go to China where they have population control. So, and then they talk, like the Russo brothers bragged about having a gay couple in Endgame. Was it Endgame? Yeah, I believe it was Endgame. And Endgame. And it was a short scene that they could cut out, and they just talked about how it's time. I mean, they were doing movies for 13 years, at 18 movies, and they have one scene with basically an unnamed guy talking about a date he had with another guy that they could easily remove overseas and not offend those people that, don't look kindly on those kind of things. And then they brag about it. And people just triumph. They're allies. They're allies. And it's like, are they? Kind of like with Black Panther, they made him wear the mask in China because obviously there's an issue with black people in China. They shrunk Finn on the Star Wars posters over there. And then they talk representation. Well, unless it's going to hurt our box office. Then
even Brave New World too. Brave New World. Yeah. I think they did something for Brave New World's poster too. I think they removed Sam. Oh, they made him just wear the helmet in that ugly, disgusting blue suit. Guys, I get it. You don't like Sam Wilson Captain America, and I understand it. What's crazy is I actually have a lot of his material over there. I love that suit. I just think that is genuinely a great-looking suit. The white suit that he wore, I love that suit. I would wear that on Halloween if you asked me to. But that ugly, disgusting blue suit they had him put on Then it was for nothing anyway. In the movie, he takes off the better looking suit just to grab the other one, kind of like in some Batman and Robin scene where Batman is like, chicks dig the car, right? To just put on a uglier blue suit for no reason. Like, I mean, that's probably one of the fewest suits in comic book movies where it's pretty much 100% accurate to how that looks in the story. Why in the world would you take that off for that ugly, disgusting blue or that ugly like navy blue suit? Makes no sense.
Maybe they just want to sell different toys. That's
that's
another thing. You just look, here's Falcon from this show. Here's Falcon as he's Captain America in the blue suit. He's in the white suit, and here's action one where he punches, and so it just it's all about the toys. George Lucas taught us that with Star Wars. He when they did this the sequel trilogy, or was it the prequels? He talked about how they were. I think it was a sequel trilogy. He talked about how they didn't introduce too many new spaceships, because those would have all been a new line of toys, all the new spaceships. So, I don't know. I mean, if I was a genius like those guys, I'd be worth $1 million instead of the pauper that I am. But, that's why they do things like that. And I think that's why, Falcon, they change his suit up, and Iron Man has different armors, because look, here's Iron Man in this armor. Here's Iron Man in the Hulkbuster. Here's Iron Man in his traditional red and yellow. And then you got 15 Iron Man toys on the shelf that kids can buy.
And this is something that a lot of people don't get when it comes to toy sales. Like, toy sales, along with like physical media sales, were like a second life for IPs back in the day, So if you guys don't, it's basically an easy way to understand about toy sales. If the property, like IP, isn't doing well, the toy sales automatically suffer. Actually, it's one of the easiest things to suffer because, like, this is kind of an unspoken rule. No one wants to buy toys for an IP that is currently tanking. That's why, literally, if you go to your local Walmart, local Target right now, you will still see the Disney sequel trilogy Star Wars figures still there, fully stocked, can't sell them. Actually, they can't even sell them on clearance. Even when they sell, they'll overstock to like Dollar Generals or 99-cent stores or Aldi's. Not Aldi's Nuts, guys. There's an actual store called Aldi's.
Yeah, it's a grocery store.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have it out west on the West Coast, but we have a thing called Five Below, and they have.
I wish we had that.
Well, now it used to everything was $5 or less, but now with the inflation, they have things that are more expensive. But every year, I participate in a toy drive. And I always go there, and they always have the Marvel figures for $5. I think they're $6 now. And, I go there and get them, and we donate. A friend of mine donates them to a children's hospital for Christmas. And they have all that stuff. And one year I went in there, and they had Rose Tico and, I can't remember the other one. It wasn't Ray, it wasn't Finn, and it wasn't Poe. I'm trying to remember who the other one was. And they were like $1. And I don't know why I didn't do it. I should have just bought the Rose Tico. I don't know. I should have just had one. But they were out on this table up front. It said $1, and they had a bunch of stuff. And I kind of looked at the things they had, and there was other things in toys. But I saw Rose Tico, and I was like, maybe I should buy this. And then I put it down and kind of forgot about it. And now I wish I would have bought it just to have a Rose Tico now. It was only $1. I mean, whatever.
Like, even those have you seen those Marvel toys where they look like this? And the toys look a little bit more realistic. They sell them. I forget what series they're part of. You can even go to like 99-cent store, guys, and find those MCU toys for like less than $5. I actually bought some of them. Those aren't that bad. Those will look generally good on a shelf. The ones that never sold were Shang-Chi. No one ever bought those. Those were always fully stocked. Eternals, that never sold. Black Widow, here and there. Like, if you guys don't know, toy sales are just not going to be it for most of these IPs anymore, because also, do kids still play? I think kids still play with toys, but toys aren't like this big, giant, massive thing like they used to be.
Yeah,
like
video games kind of killed that.
Yeah.
But, well, the thing about the Eternals, I've never seen Eternals toys. Some of the costumes in it are really cool. They might be nice to get them, but I went to Best Buy the other day. I don't know I'm sure you have Best Buys out west.
Oh, yeah. We don't have a Best Buy in this city because we're too poor. But 30 minutes down the hill, we have one. That always fully stocked with stuff. Have you noticed that? Always stocked. People ain't buying that stuff.
They had toys there, and they had a DC Universe. I think it was called DC Universe. But they had an Adam Strange. I don't know how many people know Adam Strange is. He's DC character has been around a long time. He's a human. He gets sucked off to a planet. That was terrible way to say it. He gets brought up to a planet called Rand by a doctor. It's called a Zeta beam, and he becomes like a fighter. He's a human. He has a jetpack and a ray gun. He doesn't have any powers, and he helps them. And I always liked his comic and stuff, and I thought it would make a great TV show. But anyway, they had his figure there, but it was like $30. I'm like, I'm not spending $30 on this stuff, man. I'm broke. But I'd never seen that before, and it was really cool. And they had a whole bunch of other ones too. But yeah, you're right about the toy sales, though. When you can tell if an IP is doing bad, those toys. You go to Walmart and you see that little a red sticker or the yellow sticker they got that says reduced, and
yeah.
And you can get all kinds of stuff that way.
Oh, it's something that I've also noticed with Star Wars is even if they actually sell toys, it's still just the original stuff. Like there was one that I almost was tempted to buy, but it was too expensive. It was just not just too expensive. It was just I didn't feel like it was worth that much money, and they were charging like $30 for it. I'm like, nah. It was a really cool like Darth Vader action figure that kind of glowed in the dark or whatever, and the sound of the actual voice was not bad, but it's just $30 for this. That's just not worth it. Like what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind this. I'm gonna show you something. I think I might have showed you the first time I was on your show, but like I picked up the Fantastic Four thing one, and I got the Galactus, and this was $10 at Walmart.
Yeah,
and I wasn't going to buy it, but my niece asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I always ask for stuff from my family that I really wouldn't buy for myself that I think is cool. And she works at Walmart in Ohio, and I asked her to pick me that one up, and I'm going to show her the other one because I'm sure nobody cares but me. But I got the Galactus too because he looks pretty cool. So she ended up picking me up a couple of those. That was really nice. But yeah, for $10, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. But I'm not spending $30 on Adam Strange. I mean, I love that character, but $30.
Yeah, I have the Sam Wilson Captain America version like that. I actually have a lot of DC. I liked DC's version of that kind of toy. Those looked really good.
Yeah.
Because what's crazy is what's his name? Todd McFarlane had a deal with
his
DC
toys were really good.
Those were good. Those page punchers and everything. That was a really cool idea. Like you could buy let's say, because I would say a little small action figure, and it had like a comic in there too. But for some reason he stopped doing page punches, or I don't know, because I haven't seen them there in a while actually.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his toys. All of his Spawn toys are really cool. I've seen those around. I never bought any, but I was at the Motor City Comic Con. Oh my gosh, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and some toy collector had a whole bunch of the Spawn figures, and then he had like classic monsters. He had like a Frankenstein. I don't know who made it, but it was like $100, and I wasn't going to spend that much on a Frankenstein. But the detail on it was really cool.
Dude, all the stuff is sold out. That's why we don't have them anymore, guys. All this shit is sold out. What is Todd doing?
Have you ever heard of the Marvel collection, the Bisques? They call them Bisques. I got one. Actually, I got it sitting right over here. I know this is terrible TV, so to speak, because I'm moving around and trying to get this box out of my way. But this here, they made these this is about 30 years old, and this came out. They call them Bisques, and there's like the Bisque collection. They had a Captain America, I believe. This is a Spiderman. Let me move my mic here real quick. Get a better look at this guy.
I remember I remember those. Yeah.
So I got one of these bad boys. Back when I owned the comic shop, when we closed, they just took it with me. And it comes. Well, we were closing out, so we had merch left.
Might as well liquidate it for myself.
Yeah, and that comes with a little wooden platform with the name of the character. Those are really nice, and I actually looked it up to see because I found that in a closet. I looked that up to see if there's any value, and I think they go for like $40 or $50 online, but I don't remember what we paid. I know we get a discount through the comic shop, but I don't know what we paid for it, but it's pretty cool. So I got them on my little stand here with all my other junk I have. I collect a lot of weird little things. Like I got the Lost in Space robot. It's pretty cool.
Good Lord, man. Like I also don't mind buying that stuff. It's just like I just don't want to buy an abundance of it. Boba Fett. Oh God, don't kill me. That show, oh God, ruined me. I can't watch that ever again. I'll never watch it. That's one of those shows where you literally watch it one time, you actually hate yourself for watching it.
Chewbacca with the C-3PO on the back.
Oh, I forgot. I never asked you this. Are you gonna go watch the Masters of the Universe movie that's gonna come out soon?
Yeah, I am. What's funny is I may have heard about that, but I didn't hear anything, or I forgot about it. And then I saw the preview or the trailer. I believe it was on one of the web. It might have been on Film Threat, but I was watching that one day while I was working. And it just came up, and I thought it looked kind of good. Mm-hmm. But I know everybody was all upset about the he/him thing on his plaque.
Yeah.
But I think that was a joke because he's like He-Man, so they're making a joke about it. But a lot of people got really riled up, and I thought, well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but because that movie's been in production hell forever. Like that movie has been talked about, guys. I don't know how long it's been. I'm gonna say more than 30 years plus. Yeah, because that movie was in production around like the same time the Flash movie went into production, like in the 90s or 80s. I remember Netflix passed on doing the live action movie, and I think they finally just gave the rights to, I think it's Lionsgate who's gonna do it actually, or it's a Universal that might do it. They for some reason couldn't get it off the ground, and then they were like, we're just gonna sell it off. That's the problem with Netflix, that if Warner Brothers ever gets bought by them, or if it goes through and they actually get them, don't really rush to think that most of these movie projects or TV show projects are going to get off the ground. Like, they really shit it, like Power Rangers. You know, people have to know what they did with that. Like, they did a little bit with Power Rangers, but they made all these plans for it, and then none of it pretty much ended up happening. They only did like the special with Mighty Morphin and that other season, I think it was Cosmic Fury or something like that. Like Knives Out, they pretty much squandered all those opportunities for those movies. Like, they bought the rights to it. They released the movies in like a week window. It's just, good Lord, man. That Netflix is the worst.
I watched that first I remember watching the original live action Power Rangers in the 90s with the cast from the TV show. And that was pretty cool because I used to watch the TV show. I was hanging out with this woman who had kids who watched it all the time. So I'd go over there and we watch the show, and I kind of liked it. And I had a friend who was really into Japanese TV shows, and that was based off of a show from over there. Anyway, we went to see the movie, and I thought it was pretty good. So when they came out with the remake, the newer one was like 3-4 years ago, and I watched it on one of the streaming service, and it was bad. I mean, it was, I don't know. It lacked any charm. I don't know. And that's, I guess maybe they tried to make it too serious, and then the original show was a bit hammy. I just didn't like it. But we'll see if they bring that back and do something better with it. It'd be kind of nice.
And I'll show you guys this really quickly before we start getting into the topics. Because if you go to McFarlane'sToyStore.com, like the page puncher line, I didn't even know he did a Flash, Barry Allen, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan version.
Oh, that's cool.
All sold
out.
I
didn't know either. Yeah.
The last one I remember hearing about was the Dark Knight Returns and the Transformers one. That's the last one I heard about. But yeah, mostly who bought out Val Zod Superman? Who did that?
I don't know.
Are you telling me Dark Knight Returns didn't sell out, but fucking Val Zod did? Oh my god! All right.
I wish they'd do a Cyborg one. I really like Cyborg. I actually liked him. I preferred him when he was in the Teen Titans and not in Justice League as much, but he was one of my favorite characters. That the original not the original Teen Titans, but the reboot series of Wolfman and Perez came out in the 80s. I was a teenager and I was reading that, and he was introduced in there as a really good character, and I liked him a lot. And he kind of bounced around. They changed him a little bit, and then when they did the new 52 or whatever, they put him in the Justice League, and
that was a Jeff Johns thing. Yeah, Jeff Johns, he loved putting Cyborg. He for some reason has this fixation that Cyborg should be in the Justice League because I forgot the logic behind it, but he for some reason wanted him in the Justice League. He wanted because remember he was a big fan of John Stewart Green Lantern over Hal Jordan. But
I
they
actually prefer him too. I really like Jon Stewart.
I like Jon Stewart too. Yeah, I feel like you could interchangeably use them. I don't feel like you have to choose one or the other. It's just so weird that he has this fixation on putting Cyborg into the Justice League. It's like he
I don't
can be
know.
a Justice League member, but he just kind of fits the Teen Titans better, you know?
I don't. They've redone the Titans so many times, and they just if they took the Wolfman Perez 7 that they had because they created Raven, Cyborg, and Starfire for that group,
Mhm.
along with Kid Flash, who became Flash, and then Robin, who
Yeah.
became Nightwing, and then Wonder Girl and Changeling, who was Beast Boy, and now he's back to Beast Boy. I think that could succeed, but they always add different characters and they change it up, and then they take out Cyborg, and it's like, just do what works. Just give it a good group or cast, whatever you want to call it. Put a good writer, good artist on the book, and you'll do fine. But they got
Mhm.
to just change everything. It's just like, ugh. But maybe
Yeah.
it's just an old man yelling at clouds, like, "Get off my lawn!
I've
I
been yelling
want
at the
my,
clouds forever.
I want my Titans back."
They actually revealed a new Titans ongoing series today. I am
Oh, do they?
probably not getting that. Nope. It the just that first impression is like, yeah, that's probably better if I just bought that potentially when it's in like mega on sale on like Black Friday on like Amazon or something like that. Because I know Tom
Yeah.
Taylor just did his Titans. I think his Titans run is going to end very soon because they just put on an omnibus for his Titans run. But this new, I think they're calling it the New Titans. This looks, golly, this looks so bad. Who would
Really?
buy this?
Well, my library gets the trades, and I'll get them from there and read them. And I never was that enthused about any of the Titans books that they brought out. They were okay. I don't know.
Mhm.
Everything's got to be the end of the world, and it's like, they made Wonder Girl in this one series that she ended up being this world conqueror in the future. It was right about the same time they were doing something in Justice League with a futuristic, maybe it was Wonder Woman. I can't remember. A few, somebody who was going to take over the world. It's like, oh, can we just stop at this end of the world stakes already?
Yeah, because there's so much in influencing the comics now. If people don't actually know, because I'm not gonna cover this because we're gonna use this for the video, but here I'll show you guys this right now. Because like the MCU and I would say the DCU are gonna be affecting how the comic books go, and it should be the opposite in this kind of situation anyway. Like you look at this, so this is the what are they calling it? I want to make sure yeah, this is the new Teen Titans ongoing series they're gonna do. Like
I'll let it. That looks terrible.
this looks ass. This looks that looks actually terrible. There's no way I would buy that monthly coming out. Like I wouldn't even buy that trade wise. I would buy
Yeah,
that
the
on a
art's so
mega
bad.
discount on Amazon because they're apparently doing like okay, so basically after the All In initiative, they're doing like DC Next Level. You're getting a bunch of new number ones with a bunch of new series. There's Batwoman. Batwoman doesn't sell, guys. She had like a little bit of popularity with the CW show, and not that it
Yeah,
was
not
mostly
much.
yeah, it was literally just because Ruby Rose was a fucking retard and just said the most dumb shit ever, honestly. And what's crazy is Batwoman in the actual DC animated movie she appeared in, she wasn't that bad at all. I feel like they
It
did
was
her
really good.
they did her a massive disservice in the live action version. Batwoman number one, you know what? I'll try anything out. That's a maybe. I like Lobo. I'll be buying that one. Let me make sure I make this a little more bigger.
But I read
Deathstroke. It's
some of
not
the
that bad.
trade. I'm sorry. I was going to say I
Very
read
good.
some of the trades with Batwoman, and then some of her appearances, like in Detective in the Batman comics, and I liked her. I just thought she was good. But that TV show, I tried watching it, and
Just
it was bad. It was so awful. I
are you
was
talking
like,
about the Batwoman LG storyline?
well, I'm talking about the Batwoman TV show was terrible, but they her various comics, they compile them in the trade paperbacks, and my library had a few, and I read them, and I thought they were fine. And she appeared in
Mhm.
some Batman comics and things when he and
Mhm.
brings in the whole Bat family.
Yeah,
And I like her, but I'm like, cool, the show's coming out,
yeah.
and I watched it and I was like, oh my god, it's so awful. And
And
it
then
was
remember they
right.
swapped her. Ruby Rose quit. They swapped her with a
Yeah.
black girl. Then it
Oh, and they treated her, and I didn't even get to those episodes. And the funny thing about the Ruby Rose thing, are funny, like they were talking about representation because she's gay, but they were mad because Ruby Rose is bi, I think. And they were saying, well, you should have got a gay or a lesbian actress or something. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, this
Because
get a good
bi,
actress for the role. They're
yeah, because
different,
yeah,
but it's like, get a good actress. Who cares?
yeah.
Or get them in the role and do something good. But the writing was so bad, and it was this. And then the character appeared in the DC crossovers of the Crisis stuff and all that. And I thought uh, that was the second Batwoman, I believe, was in those. And
Mhm.
so I think the other crossover, the first one was too. I can't remember, but I thought that was okay. But the show itself, it was just so awful, and I was like, oh my gosh. They came out with that Naomi show.
Oh, I didn't bother with that.
I watched a couple episodes, and I know it was geared towards younger, cool
Mhm.
people, not like me. But I couldn't get through that either. I was like, this is awful. I just, like I said, it's not for me. So, but I obviously no one watched it because they only did one season, and I don't even know how many episodes and they got
Yeah, it
left.
also came out around the same time that Superman and Lois season 1 was coming out, and I remember,
Yeah.
I think on because when I would watch Superman and Lois on like that CW website, because the episodes would come out the next day, because I wasn't watching that garbage. I wasn't watching
Yeah.
that stuff live because I would never give them my actual time for review. Naomi would come on right after that, and I was like, nope, I'm out. I saw the trailer, and I was like, I am just not doing this. Not
Yeah, it
even
was
close.
just trying to be real hip and stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I guess there might be an audience for that, but it just didn't. I tried watching it, and then all these shows too. They had some overall conspiracy, and you gotta, there's something involved, and there's some hidden agenda, and I mean that gets a little tiring too. I mean, I get you on an overall arc,
Right.
but we don't need constantly. Oh, there's some subterfuge, and this guy's involved, and you're like, oh, jeez.
So for this list, I mean, Batwoman, I'll probably get Batwoman, Lobo, Deathstroke, Firestorm. Guys, this is the problem with comic books. Why does anyone think Firestorm could be as good as an ongoing series? That is like a maybe 10-issue book. Guys, Shazam got to 23 issues. Shazam, who also had 2 live action movies in the last 8 years. He only got
Something like that.
23 issues. And also, one of the main reasons why that book even sold was because it was Dan Mora and Mark Waid on the book, and they left it, and it didn't sell as well.
Yeah.
Firestorm, oh, fucking hell! I know the version of Firestorm that's in, I think, the Justice League animated series, or he was in the Flash. I forgot the character's name, but I remember I didn't mind Firestorm. I like Firestorm, but like an actual ongoing with Firestorm, really?
Well, his original book came out, I think it was the 80s or late 70s with Ronnie Raymond and Dr. Oh
Yeah, it was
man,
Ronnie.
those
Yep,
guys.
yeah, it was Ronnie. Yeah.
And I collected that, but that lasted maybe 10 issues.
Yeah, he's never
Um,
sold well
yeah.
ever.
And he
Yeah.
was cool in the Justice League when he joins the Justice League when his regular book ended or right about the time it was going on. They brought him in. He was a member of the Justice League and he was really good in there. And then he was on that Crisis, or he was on with Legends of Tomorrow on the DC show.
He was. Yeah.
But because of budget reasons, they'd always split. They had it wasn't Ronnie Raymond, it was the other guy in the
Oh, it's the old guy. Yeah, it was the old white guy. Yeah.
well, they merged the two.
Yeah.
And they become Firestorm. And I can't remember the young man's name, and then the older guy, the doctor or the professor, and they always had them separate because they couldn't afford the special effects to have Firestorm. And then they get a point where they can actually separate the characters because they have to be together or they die, and because they didn't want to spend the money, and then they just moved down with both characters. But he's a good character, but it's not going to hold, I don't think, this series unless they do something real special with it.
Yeah, Firestorm for me is a question mark. Zatanna, like, I don't know. I like Zatanna as a character that makes appearances every once in a while to kind of shake up the dynamics of a group. I don't know if I would ever buy her stuff for just a complete ongoing series. She got a 6-issue miniseries like last year for DC All In. That didn't sell well at all. That like fell off the sales charts. Dead Man. I don't know who this character is, so I can't really speak to that.
Boston Brand. He's actually a real interesting character. He was around
Okay.
in the 70s, 80s. He's a dead guy. He dies, and then he has unfinished business, and he's a ghost, and nobody can see him, and he can inhabit people, and he does that to help solve crimes and do things and stuff. And he actually did when Batman had the Brave and the Bold original comic book in the 80s, he was in it. and then he had some guest appearances, and he had his own book, but it didn't last. But it's an interesting character. If they do something good with it, it might work out.
Teen Titans, yeah.
Yeah.
If that's art, you're trying to sell me for $4.99. I'm not even doing it. That's not even getting my money. It's like you want people to be like Teen Titans should have. Teen Titans is almost on the same level as Justice League for a lot of people, given that animated cartoon that came out. This series should have best artists on it. Some of these big flagship titles, best artist, best writer. It shouldn't even be a thought in your head. They get this is
well, who designed these costumes? They're terrible. The guys wearing shorts or jorts, and they got jackets on. And, oh my gosh!
I'm not buying that. I'm good. That'll be maybe if it's mega discounted on Amazon Black Friday deal. Trade, not single issues. Trade.
Do you have Ollie's discount stores out west?
No, and I still wouldn't get it even if we did.
There's an Ollie's, and what they do is like if a store has overruns stuff hanging around, they buy it, and they have weird and they sell everything: gardening tools, food.
Oh books. Yeah. And I wish we had an Aldi's. Yeah, I wish we did.
Oh, this is called Ollie's. Ollies. Ollie's. Yeah. And Ollie's a few years ago had the Justice Society trades, and they marked them down to $4 by my house. Well, it wasn't by my house, about a few miles away. And someone told me about it. So I drove all the way over there. It was about 14 miles away, and they were all gone. And I was like, ugh. But they have a lot of comic books, and they like that kind of stuff, and they have discounts. But yeah, they I don't know if I'd even buy that for $4. That art looks so bad.
Keep in mind, guys, $4 means you get the entire first arc over like 100 pages, and you're like, yeah.
It looks so bad.
Losh, Doom Patrol, Jonah Hex, The Demon, Batman, Shadow of the Bat. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe that's kind of supposed to be some sort of like Batman event book. Maybe. Jonah Hex, that didn't sell well even with a movie, and when it had an ongoing series, like back in 2008, 2009, it had its ongoing series. They re-released the omnibus not too long ago, like a few months ago. And I remember Jimmy Palmiotti was begging people. He was like, well, if you guys buy this, we'll get a new Jonah Hex ongoing series. So the sales for the reprinted omnibus must have justified there is an audience for it. I don't know if most of these will end up getting past. I'm saying
7 issues, maybe. Some of this stuff.
15, because DC's a little bit 6 to 15 issues max for most of these. Max. I'm talking like after 2 trades worth. Oh well, it's been old Yellard.
Take it outside and shoot it.
Good Lord, but how in the world could they feel good about selling people that garbage? Good Lord.
I don't understand the art. I mean, again, maybe it's just because it's not my generation, but I got where I buy one comic book a month, Fantastic Four. And I actually stopped collecting that because when they canceled Dan Slott's book and redid it, I'm just kind of done with it.
Dan Slott was on the book at one point. Oh, yeah, now it's Ryan North is on the book now.
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even finish the Slott one, but they're like $5 each, and wasn't interesting me. But I go into a shop now and then still, and I pick up. He has like dollar books, and they'll have things on sale. And I look at this art, and I'm like, this is terrible. And I follow Rob Liefeld on X.
Me too. Yeah.
And he talks about that all the time about how art is pretty bad. And I agree with him. Marvel, I don't know what they're doing. Some of the stuff they got is just like, I tried to read some of the Spiderman trades we get up at the library, and the stories aren't that great.
Are you talking about, is that the Zeb Wells stuff?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like every time they come out, they got the guy who orders the books over at my local library.
Mm-hmm.
They get a lot of people who get the trades. I guess, and he says a lot of people are like my age that used to read comic books and don't want to buy them. And he orders a ton of them. And they have all the Batmans. They get Detective and Batman. They get all the trades. They get the Justice League Titans. And they get all the Spider-Man and like all those various amazings and things. And I get them when they have them, and none of them's ever really kind of stood out. I mean, they're okay. I read them once; they're kind of forgettable. And they did have the Immortal Hulk run there. I forget how many issues that was.
Yeah,
they had the entire run of that, and I kind of liked that, but it got a little. What I didn't like about that was everybody was a Hulk. I mean. It's just and then there's a Hulk dimension, and they go in there and fight, and then the Hulk gets his body cut up, and it's still alive, and his head's floating in a jar upside down, and I'm like, what are we doing with this stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And then,
I forget the oh my god, it's the guy that got fired from Marvel for apparently anti-Semitic imagery. It's the same artist that's on Alpha Core for Eric July's Rippaverse. The art in that book is absolutely gorgeous, but no one ever talks about the story though. I heard the story is not really that good. It's just the art is just really stand out actually.
Was that the guy who did it was an X-Men and he put with Kitty Pryde, he had the Jew or whatever that showed?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah. And then they pulled the books and he got fired. And I know a lot of people were mad. They're like, "Oh, he's great." And I wasn't reading X-Men at the time, so I never saw I seen people post images, but I had never read the book.
It was crazy. Anytime I see these people's he/him pronouns in their Twitter bio, I'm always thinking like, damn, they're about to give the most retarded take, and they usually always do. But even they know Marvel makes nothing past apparently now 6 issues, because Marvel launched a new Marvel Cosmic line with Jonathan Hickman kind of leading it, because he finished his Ultimate Spider-Man run, and this guy said Planet She-Hulk and Nova Centurion are not making it past 6 issues.
Planet She-Hulk? See, you're going to get me mad.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. There's a thing called Planet She-Hulk. I only bought issue 1. I was like,
yeah, like Old Man Logan. They're going to have Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Captain America and Old Man Johnny Storm and Old Man Spider-Woman. It's like
now we have Mortal Thor.
And then they came out with what was the Spider-Man where Doc Ock takes over his body?
Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Spider-Man. Then it's Superior Iron Man. It's Superior, Squirrel Girl, and it's Superior.
Well, the whole kills the Marvel Universe. We had Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, which sold very well. And they're like, you know what? Now let's milk that. Now Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. What?
And then everybody gets the Venom symbiote, and then the
Mary Jane
Source goes in like 55 different people, and it's like, and then they have Weapon H where Hulk and Wolverine merge, and it's like, what is there any original?
Just had Predator kills the Marvel Universe. I'm like, these people will just milk everything. Like, it's like, okay, you did one good ongoing series and it sold very well trade paperback wise. That's great. That doesn't mean that now you just must make 10 different versions of the same book. Like Deadpool killing the Marvel Universe is funny when you think about his character and how he perceives everybody. Punisher doing it is like, well, he only really wants to take down corrupt people. Like, he's like Batman, but he just kills. That's essentially what he is. Like, Predator kills the Marvel Universe. Guys, Spider-Man himself could 1v80 Predators. It's not even really Thor himself could beat every Predator with his finger and not even feel exhausted.
Bring lightning down at them all.
How do we make these stories? Oh my god. It's like, Marvel, what are you doing, man? Fuck me.
It's like in the TV show in The Flash when, for some reason they got to the point they had to give Iris super speed. It's like, really? Is this what we're doing? We're that far out of ideas? I mean, it's like I hate all this derivative stuff. You got 85 Spider-Men now, 30 Hulks, and then they kill Wolverine. Wolverine's dead. Well, we're going to go in the future and get another one. Oh, we killed the original X-Men. Oh, we're going to go in the past and get some original X-Men. It's like, and then, we got this other Wolverine. We got X-23, and we got this Wolverine, and we're going to have Doc in, and then there's Old Man Logan, and then it's like when everybody's a Spider-Man, then no one's Spider-Man. It's so bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many Spider-Men they got now? I don't even know. And Ben Reilly's back. And
Spider-Gwen. Because Spider-Gwen was in her own little universe and she was always doing multiverse stuff. Now she's permanently in the 616. So anything that made her special to people doesn't matter, because her thing was jumping around and interacting with different Spider-Man, and now she's just in the 616 and she can't sell past 5 issues either. Like, most of these characters, for some reason, Marvel doesn't get this. Just because people like their movie or TV version does not mean in any way, shape, or capacity that will sell as an ongoing series. You talk about Dan Slott. We'll probably do this. We'll probably have this as a topic for Monday. Because Dan Slott is coming back to Marvel to do Brand New Day. People are thinking like, isn't that good? Guys, Brand New Day already existed. It's just so they can do a Spider-Man ongoing series called Brand New Day to match the movie coming up. Brand New Day already existed as a storyline. I know, because the omnibus I have is right there. And they just printed volume 2 like a few months ago. Now, this is after the One More Day stuff, and people have said it's not that bad, which is fine. I'm not saying I personally read it yet, so I can't give you my full opinion on it. But Marvel somehow thinks releasing a brand new day comic book series to correspond with the movie automatically means that people who like that's only for comic book readers. Comic book readers know brand new dates coming out. Movie people don't know what's comic book wise.
Yeah,
Guys,
they're not going to pay attention.
Guys, movie people think they're such an authority on comic books. They actually, well, if we're driving the force for the movies, then we should. No, it's like, Marvel, Jesus, holy mother of God, it's agony. It's actual agony. Like they can't sell, like most characters they have can't sell past 10 issues, or maybe that's a marketing team because people don't buy anything past 10 issues, and then they launch a book, cancel it, relaunch it with a new #1 with the same team, continuing the same story arc. So like Moon Knight,
people see #1, I'll buy 5 copies in case it's worth something.
God damn it! Like Jed McKay with Moon Knight, he's been the guy on Moon Knight forever at this point, like going on since 2021, so about 5 years with the whole run. Guys, they made a volume 1, a volume 2, then a new volume 1 and a new volume 2, then it's a new volume 1 and new volume 2. Trades were supposed to be volume ordered in numbers, so that way if you couldn't follow things in the single issues, the trades could help with that. Yeah. I don't get the point of relaunching a book if it's the same damn person and the same damn team.
Yeah, it's probably just let's have another #1 and we can make money. And it's what's funny is when the Avengers got popular in the movies, none of the Avengers were in the Avengers in the comics. It seemed like, my buddy, he owned a toy store and he sold new comics, but he stopped selling new comics several months ago, or maybe over a couple of years ago now, because of the diamond issues and all that with a distributor. But he told me he had guys coming in that their kids were getting older and they already had six or seven Marvel movies out, and they were introducing their young children to these movies. So they said, let's buy comics. And they said, oh, well, where's Captain America? Well, he's old. Well, who's it? Why is Falcon Captain America? Well, he's Captain America now. Well, where's Thor? Well, Thor's a woman and Thor's unworthy of the hammer. Where's Hulk? He's dead and Hawkeye killed him and he's in jail for that. Huh? And it's like, so all these people are like, well, I'm not buying this junk, because there's not the,
that was the biggest missed opportunity, in my opinion. The biggest missed opportunity for the MCU was not having, or even if they didn't want to do it for their main continuity, why not launch a separate MCU comic book like initiative? Like, how like DC currently has like the Absolute Universe and their main universe, and Marvel knows how to do that because they launched the Ultimate Universe they had originally with Brian Michael Bendis. So why didn't they just make an MCU initiative comic book wise? You can sell a bunch of #1s like they always love to do. So you get your #1 little bump, you get all those variant covers. There's an ultimate missed opportunity not doing that. That was crazy. Like, I think even DC is doing the same thing with their new universe coming with their universe with James Gunn. They're missing out on not having a comic book line to sync up with the movie universe.
That would have been a great idea. Because if you would have had the original Avengers from the movie doing a comic, you could have each one do an individual. And what would have been really great if they would have addressed the whole Budapest thing between Hawkeye and Black Widow in a comic. I mean, that probably would have sold pretty well. They could have done the whole story of that whole, because they always bring it up and you never really find out what it's about. I know that was kind of a little gimmick thing they done, but before they addressed it again in the Black Widow movie, they could have had comics telling that story. And that could have been really good. They could have done stuff between movies, that's a great idea you had. You should have been in charge of Marvel back then because they could have made some money probably.
Guys, if I was in charge of Marvel, I'm not trying to be sexist, but I am. No women ruin everything. Like, quite literally. What's crazy is people apparently tell me that women don't ruin comic books, but then quote Kelly Sue DeConnick saying, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Yeah, guys, a woman said that.
Well, I read the Louise Simonson stuff she did back in Marvel and Day, and she was, I believe her and Walt Simonson were married. He did Thor and stuff, and she had some good stuff. But the problem is, it's not even just women, but I hate when they say, well, if you don't like my book, you don't like my politics, you don't like my movie, don't see it. What's his name, who's going to be in Troy, just came out. John Leguizamo said, well, if you don't like it, don't see my movie. Shut up. It's like, what do you do? Like, people.
What's crazy is people actually do that because back then there was enough lucrative money surrounding the movie scene and that comic books too. Like there was actually a point in time, guys, where money would just kind of be given to these people because that's what our entertainment was. Nowadays, since there's much more entertainment, much more options, and a bunch of different ways we have entertainment, when someone says "Don't buy my shit," people are going, "Thank you." You do about money.
Just buy something else.
Yeah.
Like, he made his money. He got paid to do the movie. Now he can get residual checks, and that might be cut down, but there's a lot of people depending on that movie to be a success, to make more money. People aren't rich. People don't have these, aren't famous and don't have these careers, and you go out and sabotage it. That's the whole, what's her name from Snow White, Rachel Zegler thing. You know, she had, well, if you don't like me, unfollow. I don't need your business. Okay. Wait a minute. You guys unfollow me. You're all racist, sexist idiots. Oh, Lord. Da, da, da. It's like, well, you just told me not to. I mean, what are you talking about? This stuff kind of drives me crazy. Just shut your mouth.
Michael, what's up,
Do
man?
your movie. And just move on with it, you know? And I mean, you want to get political. I get that's your right. But don't act all weird when people say, well, I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to see your stuff then because you told me not to.
And it was crazy. I love, people don't know how much I love comic books. I love them like more than I did when I was growing up. Like I spent a lot of my, people ask me what I spend my money on. Literally outside of bills, I always pay my bills first. Anytime I get paid, bills get paid first. Then I go like, okay, what am I going to go to the store and get food? Literally after bills and food, do you know what I spend my money on, guys? After the big stuff I bought, like a computer and all obviously outside of the big stuff I made in big investments to do, it's comic books. Literally, I buy this stuff. I like stuff that other people don't like, and that's fine. It's how it works, and vice versa is applied too. But it's just, people always ask me, like, how do you make the comic industry a little bit better? Well, since comic books are such disposable entertainment, how people still think about them, the creators going out and telling people not to buy their shit is the worst thing, because comic book sales, guys, despite various flash in the pans, like the Absolute Universe currently might be just a flash in the pan, people will literally stop. It's not even just you have to tell them. You tell them to stop buying. That's it. That's it. You don't got to tell me twice. I'm done. And with comic books, the reason why it's different than movies, because like a friend could convince you, hey, bro, let's go to the movies and have some fun. And even if I don't like that person that wrote that movie, you know what? That is a friend asking me. I might still watch that movie. Comic books is entirely different. You tell me not to buy your book, I'm good. See you later.
Well, yeah,
I don't get my money anymore.
They're like $5 each now. I'm not going to spend my money on stuff where people say don't buy it. I don't know.
Oh my God, Orange, stop it.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. And they say stuff, and you know what? Then people always go, well, comic books have always been political. But yeah, they have, but they're socially conscious, and they present things in a way that lets the reader decide. You don't have, it isn't like, I remember picking up an X-Men book. I haven't read X-Men in a long time, and I'm opening it up and I'm reading it, and it says, one of the characters says something about, oh, you're a Republican and you want us all dead and you're trying to control my reproductive organ, whatever. It's like, shut up. I mean, you guys, I get in this with Star Trek people all the time. They say, well, Star Trek always was liberal and it was always woke.
Yeah.
And it was always, well, no, they always showed a subject and they'd approach it from both sides and let you decide. Now it's, well, this is the way you got to think, and this is what I'm throwing this in, and this is my opinion. And comic books were like that. Used to read, you kind of understood in the X-Men when they were being persecuted. Yeah, some of the politicians they stood in for the more conservative politicians, and then there was the more liberal politicians. But they had people, but they treated them like some were evil and some were bad, but they treated most people like normally. Now everything's so over the top. It's like, well, this is a Trump supporter, so this stands in for a Trump supporter. So everybody, he's a moron and he's an idiot. And he hates everybody, and he hopes all the gays and the blacks die, and he hopes, he wants to throw all the Mexicans in the river. And it's like, it's just so over the top, and nobody wants to read that. Even if you hate Trump, you get tired of that. It's like, okay, we get it. He sucks. Let's move on. Let's try to tell an interesting story other than just beat everybody over the head with this stuff.
It's like because people started using that argument for everything. They're like you can have political underlying tones, themes, and messages, but I don't understand, that's not a political, like, the way people are talking about politics. It's like, if these are made up worlds and them having politics, that's like an in-universe make-believe world politics. So that's gonna obviously translate differently in your brain, because it's not something you're gonna have to go through. So when people keep saying these things are like, all these older properties were always woke and they were always political, it's like, no, they weren't. They were just consciously doing something and laying it out in a way where you could understand what was going on without beating your head over it. I just don't know why or how people just don't get this as a concept. Like, Top Gun is, you could argue it's military propaganda, or is it, I don't know, someone inspires you to go join the military to save your country. I don't know. You keep in mind, even if you only believed movies had politics in them, why can't it be both? Why can't you have this concept, do it well, and have this concept and then also do it well? It doesn't have to be just one or the other. Like, remember the Justice League animated episode from which series it was? Maybe it was the second one, where they had an episode based around politics, and fans back when you used to write hate mail. This is how old I am. They used to write hate mail. Good lord.
Yeah. Put a stamp on it.
They wrote it. They wrote to DC and said, I don't like that. What's crazy is fans went, I don't want politics in my shit. I wonder why, because it divides people. Politics makes people go insane, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and you can do it in a way, like when the Avengers, that the episode when Ben Ulrich comes in and he takes over the team, and they're kind of run by the government, and he decides it's going to be on the team. That reflects, okay, well, here's the government intrusion into this group, and how now they're going to have to do what the government wants and not what they want. So there's a political thing, and you look at that. Ulrich is or not Ulrich, is Trask. No, Ulrich, and he, and he was more conservative. You could tell he was from that conservative era, kind of Nixon-like, more dominant, and he wanted to nationalize basically the Avengers, make them, I wouldn't say pawns, but tools of the government, like soldiers basically. And that was a reflection of, politics of the time. But it wasn't, oh, here we are, and this guy's evil, and this guy's terrible, and just think real quick, in The Watchmen, they actually have Reagan in there, and that was real over the top, political, but it fit for what he did with the book. It was in a different universe. Everything was just out of control. It was real dystopian in that. So that worked. But when you take a book like The Avengers, where you have inspiring heroes and it's in a colorful universe, and if you were to just jump on, oh, well, it's really Reagan and it's all dystopian, all of a sudden, it really just wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. But like I said, when the government guy comes to take it over, that's a representation of the government, and it's not, here, bam, we're gonna beat you over the head. Here's our message. I don't know. That's how you do it.
Orange, that will happen. Never. Michael, I do have something that I did say in a future video. You guys will see that I have to give someone. So I have Demon Slayer Volume 1, and I have like literally 2 extra copies of it. If you guys want the story, long story short, I went to Barnes & Noble, because I was going to get into Demon Slayer as an anime. I bought the first 3 volumes. Then I forgot that I bought the first 3 volumes, and I bought Volume 1 on Amazon. It came in. Then I bought Volume 1 of Demon Slayer again at Walmart in my local city. Right? Sorry. Good Lord, my local city. That's how it works. English. I can't speak. I'm joking, guys. So, I bought Demon Slayer Volume 1 again at like my local Walmart. And then now I have 2 extra copies of Demon Slayer Volume 1. So Michael, do you want Demon Slayer Volume 1? I'll just give it to you. You don't got to pay me anything. People ask me, do you pay? I'll just give it to you. I don't care. You can have it. I'm not going to use it, so it doesn't matter to me. The greatest mystery of Marvel is what happened to Carol Danvers' tits. Actually, fun fact. You know what's going to... I'm not going to make a video about this, because I thought about it. This could be a topic. Essentially, long story short, they're going to bring back Carol Danvers' sexy look, actually. I forgot what they announced it a while ago. Yeah. So let's see. Carol Danvers, fucking hell, sexy. Good Lord, sexy look back. Yeah. Apparently they're gonna bring it. Oh fucking hell. They had announced they're gonna bring back Carol Danvers or Miss Marvel's sexy black outfit a while ago. I think I bookmarked it on Twitter, but I freaking forgot.
Well, when they created her, I don't know if this is true or not. It could be a rumor, but apparently when they created Miss Marvel, it was Ms. Marvel, MS, instead of MISS. And that was a reflection of the women's lib era of the 70s there in the late, 70s and 80s. Well, they gave some designs to Stan Lee, and he basically threw them back at someone's face and said, "Where's the TNA?" Or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that before, but if you look at how they had all the characters, all the women, the way they drew them, there's the proportions are just out of control. I mean, it was like, every woman was built like Selma Hayek, and you're like, well, I don't think that's really legit, but they sell comics, so.
Michael, you can't open it. It's a book. It's you just open the package and you pull it out and you read it. I don't think you. Oh God. Did Thanos snap? I think they snapped her sexiness away. We will boycott the Max show until we get cookies and cream and MSK gifts. Oh my God. These people aren't saying, dude, they're holding me hostage. What can I do about this? Good Lord.
Well, at least you didn't tell them, if you don't like my politics, don't watch my show.
I always tell them they're worthless, clout-chasing pieces of shit. Don't watch. They always come back. Oh, my God. I'm trying to find, what are they calling it, though? Let me see. Let me type in this. Captain Marvel. Let me go to news really quickly. Let me see. Dashboard. No. Fucking hell. We sent him something like in December. This piece of shit.
The pizza.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get it happened around here at some point. I meant opening the package of dingus. Oh my God. True. Okay. All right. We'll do it eventually. Don't worry, guys. So me and James are going to be reviewing the movie Heart Eyes Wednesday morning, actually. So I'm just really busy right now. I can't make anything happen, honestly. Good Lord. I found it.
Okay.
Let's see. Captain Marvel previews. MC Reckoning redesign. I think this is the one. Give me 1 second, everyone. Captain Marvel. No. Okay, so oh my God, that's not it. This has to be this one right here. The fandom mentals. That sounds so.
The Fandom Menace.
No, it's literally a website called the Fandom Ment. What is? That's the worst name for a website. So I don't know when this is coming out. So apparently they might be. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but maybe we'll cover in a video at some point. But this is just because I know people have asked, like, aren't they doing a Captain Marvel something where they're gonna bring her sexier black outfit back? Yeah, so it's supposed to be Captain Marvel Dark Past. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but
okay.
This looks. I don't know what the fuck that is. This, whoo, man. I love me the white ladies. God damn, that looks great. Fucking looks fantastic. When does this come out? Captain Marvel Dark Pass. When does this come out? I don't know when this comes out at all. Oh my God. I'll take 5. Marvel, stop putting out these covers. It's coming out April 1st. Oh my God, it's coming out April Fools. Jesus Christ. That means you're telling me Marvel Comics is a joke? Oh my God.
They'll probably throw you a swerve and she'll be wearing a potato sack instead because it's April Fools. Well, now I have how they dress the female characters now, they look terrible. You know, like Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose Tico.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know much about her, and I saw her in the movie, and then I saw her at a premiere for the movie, and I'm like, I didn't recognize her. Because they had her, you know, in the movie, she had that, like, weird little Dutch boy haircut. She's wearing baggy clothes, and in this thing, she comes out and she's wearing a nice dress, and she looks beautiful, and it's like a low-cut dress and everything, and I didn't know who it was, and then I was watching a video, and they showed her, and then they put the name on the chyron, and I was like, that's Rose? It's like, I mean, did they intentionally make her look terrible? I mean, it was like, she's a nice-looking woman, and she looked terrible in that movie compared to what she looks like in real life.
I will also say to you guys, even if you're not a comic fan, which one of these ladies was on a cover for a #1 would you buy if you didn't even care for Captain Marvel? If you just were like, you had a thought in your head, you know what, this is a book I'm picking up and maybe it might be good or bad. I'm pretty sure 99.99% of men are picking this. Because it'd be left, right. You're picking the one on the right because this looks godly as fucking woo.
We talked about that on Monday about Lara Croft and how, you know, the sexiness of the character in a video game helps sells it, and that's just life. You know, you look at the 80s comic books and 90s. I mean, you look at Psylocke from the X-Men. I mean, everything she wore was revealing and sexy, and she looked great, and you're like, huh. You know, and then, you know, and they actually held that when the one movie was a Apocalypse movie, she wore a pretty accurate costume, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. But now they just dress them up and they look, I don't know.
Dude, do you remember when that actress was that the it it was the San Diego Comic-Con for 2015. I remember that actress coming on stage and saying she could deep throat a hot dog. And that's the only thing I remember that she even said.
Olivia Munn, who
Oh,
played Psylocke? I didn't hear about that.
I was like, why are you saying you could deep throat a hot dog in a Hall H full of grown men? Absolutely crazy. Michael says nobody's donating to. Michael, stop it. Why don't you guys give me money? I need money. I'm broke, black, and poor. And I'm on food stamps. Give me all of your money. What are you talking about? This looks like it has a good plot.
I'm buying it for the plot. The plot.
I'm only buying it. Yeah, sure. I'm buying. Hey, wait a minute. We know what Marvel's doing. It's going to be a mini series. Hold on. Let me read the fine print a little bit. It's going to be a mini series. Yep. A new 5-issue comic book limited series. They know that can't sell past fucking 5 issues. That's terrible. Yeah. That can't even get you that can barely get you a trade.
I mean, how many series has she had since?
She had a 10-issue mini. She had a 10-issue series in 2023. It got canceled after 10 issues. No one bought it.
I think she's been in 4 or 5 different.
She's been on the Avengers for the most part.
Yeah, but she's had solo series. I mean, I know she had original Ms. Marvel. Actually, I had a full run of that back then, and I had that She-Hulk, and I'm really mad that I sold all that stuff. I mean, weren't great, but it was nice to have in my collection at one time. But then she came out more, but then they just kept trying to force it on everybody's throat with these series, and it's like Kamala Khan's been in a lot of stuff, and I actually like the character a lot. Kamala Khan, I think it's kind of cool. I liked her in the Avengers cartoon. It was really funny because they got the new Avengers together in the cartoon, and she was part of the new team, and they had to fight the originals, and she paired off with the Hulk, and she says, "Wait a minute, why do I get the Hulk?" Because she had to fight him. It was kind of funny.
I like the instances in the John Byrne run for She-Hulk where she was questioning, or it came to a point in the series. I don't know if you remember it, but it was revealed that she actually likes being She-Hulk, and that made her a little bit different than Bruce, because Bruce doesn't like being the Hulk. I like when comic books were when I would kind of read them and and kind of find out about the character's history, because getting them was very hard. It always was really cool to find out that this character enjoyed this aspect of their personality more than this other one. That made them dynamically cool. Like Supergirl and Superman are probably always, to me, the best examples of it. They need that as examples now. You can't just have a female character just be like the man, because people are just gonna like the male version more. It's just gonna be what it is. Yeah. X-23, it's not really like Wolverine to a certain extent, because they made her a little bit more different. It's good Lord, oh my God, there's topics here. Holy crap, for an hour just freestyling. Oh my God,
and we talked for a long time. Well, we should jump into the brand new day.
There's topics. Good Lord, there's topics. Oh my God. All right, so we'll get these to be about 10 minutes. All right, let's have some fun here, boys. Hey everyone, I am MSK. Wait a minute, Orange, what do you need? Bro from a dip? No, the only alternate timeline my wife is in is where, you guys don't need to know, my wife doesn't exist. Not a person, actually. She's not even real. Good Lord. So, hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the official synopsis revealed for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is going to be the 4th Spider-Man film for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So kind of feels like it was just yesterday when it was announced that Spider-Man was going to be, portrayed by Tom Holland after the Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed at the box office, and all those leaks came out. You guys remember where basically Sony revealed, yeah, we don't really know what to do with Spider-Man anymore. We're going to kind of just see what Disney and the MCU is going to want to do with Spider-Man. I'm not kidding, guys. That actually happened. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed box office-wise. And then Sony, after they got hacked, it was revealed they had been having talks with Disney on how to actually bring Spider-Man into the MCU after the Amazing Spider-Man 2 actually failed. And then we finally got Tom Holland Spider-Man in Civil War, and he was great in it. He was actually really good in it. Yeah. Then it came Homecoming, and I was like, Homecoming is just very aggressively mid. Would I call it bad? No. Would I call it great? No. It's just it's just all right. It's got some nice little standout scenes in there. It's got like the cool like teeny bopper drama in there, but it's not. I wouldn't really call it great. I feel like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man first movie handles that way better in a much more mature way, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Then
the Tobey Maguire one was
yeah,
much better, I think. Yeah.
then he was in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, where he had a nice little role in Infinity War, but he wasn't really in Endgame all that much. He was fine, I would say, in the Avengers movies. After that, he was in Far From Home, which I thought was just, I have no clue what you guys are all are smoking. That movie sucks so bad. It is not good. For some reason, these Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are going through this renaissance on Twitter where everyone's like, these were misunderstood masterpieces. If you ever say to me, Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a misunderstood masterpiece, this is what I'll do to your opinion about movies. La 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 la. No, I'm good. The first one, I'll give you the first one. I like that first one. I thought it was all right. The second one, nah, you can fuck off with all that. I'm completely good. So, what's crazy about No Way Home is like Disney and Sony had a breakdown in their deal. Remember where Disney wanted more out of the deal, or Sony wanted more of the deal in some aspect. They weren't even going to do No Way Home at some point. It was almost just going to be that's it. So, but eventually we did come around to getting No Way Home in 2021, and I like No Way Home. I thought it was good. I think that's his only good Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, honestly. I enjoyed it. I thought what they did with his character in that still kind of bothered me, but overall, pretty good. It's probably one of the best movies in modern MCU since, the end of the Endgame saga, as people call it, actually. It was also revealed that this fourth Spider-Man Tom Holland movie was going to be Brand New Day. And Brand New Day, if you guys don't know what that means in comic book terms, so do you guys know what One More Day is? Basically, long story short, Mephisto gives Spider-Man an ultimatum. You can keep your 90-year-old Aunt May alive because she got like really sick or whatever, or something like that. Or he was like, I can end your relationship, your marriage with Mary Jane. And guess what J. Michael Straczynski made him do with Joe Quesada as the editor? You would think like, okay, Aunt May, 90 years old, that's a great life to live. He's going to choose his wife. No. He was like, fuck wife. I'm choosing my Aunt May. So Brand New Day was after that, where they allowed was Dan Slott. He got his big break on Spider-Man with that, and they allowed a bunch of different, artists and writers beyond. That's where you got Mr. Negative and all the characters like that. And what's crazy is Dan Slott, he actually wrote the Spider-Man Insomniac PS4 game, which a lot of you like. So it's not that he can't write good stuff. It's just like, it's just Dan Slott, so he irks people in a certain way. He's also the same guy who wrote Superior Spider-Man, which sold very well for Marvel Comics. But Brand New Day is after One More Day in the comic book wise. And you understand, One More Day, it wasn't in the MCU, but they sure did enact a lot of it. He lost everything by the end of No Way Home. He lost his girlfriend. Shit, similar to what? One More Day. His existence is essentially erased. He has no one anymore. Yeah, the MCU didn't do One More Day with Mephisto and that whole deal. They might as well have. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have jack shit. What am I supposed to look forward to?
Wasn't in One More Day when Mephisto made everybody forget, because he came out as Peter Parker in Secret Wars. And not Secret Wars, Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
And that's why his aunt got hurt and he was on the run. And so he saved Aunt May and Mephisto, and he let everybody forget, or made everybody forget, he was Peter Parker with Spider-Man. But that included Mary Jane.
Help me.
And that book was really cheesy, because in the end, they're like, our love is so great, we're going to find each other, blah, blah. And the only reason they did that is because Marvel didn't want Spider-Man to be married. And
they also don't want him to be happy either.
I get, because it's
even in the movie too. Like, remember Homecoming? He doesn't get that girl because the girl's dad is a villain. Then in the second movie, he can't trust. He for some reason they think he's so gullible. He just gives Tony the last thing for Tony. He gives it to someone, and then it turns out to be a villain. So he's gullible and stupid, despite being apparently a genius. Then in the third movie. Oh, in the second movie, they kill all, or they make everyone hate him because his identity's revealed or whatever, or Mephisto makes him look that way. Yeah. Then in the third movie, he loses Aunt May, he loses Hogan, he loses his relationship. How was that not One More Day? They were just implementing One More Day secretly, just plucking things away from him.
Yeah, and they adjusted it slightly, having Doctor Strange do it instead of Mephisto, and
he lost Tony.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything.
The only thing I didn't understand about when he gave him the glasses that were attuned to him, Tony Stark. Okay, Peter was in the blip,
You're
and
right. Yeah.
Tony Stark died in Endgame. When did he make these glasses just for Peter? Like, was he just sitting around? So I'll make these for Peter in case someday he comes back, because he didn't even want to redo the blip because he wanted to keep his daughter. So when did he get these glasses made?
More like brand new gay Spider.
That's what I want to know. But I know. Well, you kind of talk about the Spider-Man movies. I liked Andrew Garfield, but I really wish they wouldn't have redone his whole origin again in his first movie, because that gets old. Second one wasn't great. I thought it was okay, but it was worth a watch.
But in Far From Home, he was like, I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. And it's like, oh my God, it's just one of these things where his Spider-Man never utilizes spider senses properly, doesn't really have really good.
They forget about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you see his hair raise up when he's on the bus, I think.
My spider tingle, like, what kind of cringe is that?
They forget about it. But the Andrew Garfield second movie I thought was just okay. Watching it once was fine. But the Spider-Man movies, I liked. Homecoming was okay. The Far From Home, though, I mean, it's all about Iron Man again. And it's like, okay, we get it. They're close. They want to have that Iron Man influence to help the movie, maybe. But it's like, move on. And then, like, I didn't like the idea they kept giving them these mechanical suits. But then I thought, well, this is kind of a different thing, and they probably want to sell toys. So, yeah, I guess. But I guess in the brand new day, you're supposed to get more of a down-to-earth kind of suit.
Right. And you know what's crazy is those glasses you mentioned, they were given to him with the notion that is what Tony wanted you to have. He loves Tony. That's not, I mean, if anyone says he doesn't, well, you're retarded. And your mom should have swallowed you. He loves Tony. And then he gave those precious glasses that Tony left behind him. It's his last thing he's going to have of him ever, to Mephisto. Why would he ever do that? And the what's worse is Mysterio. Yeah.
And then even know the guy.
He barely knew the guy. He
gave 2 minutes.
He gave Mysterio the very last thing that Tony ever wanted him to have. Don't say the suit. He was going to get that regardless. It's like, and then he was in the movie, he was like, I'm going to quit being Spider. Oh, fuck off. Just stop. Just.
Yeah,
what is this movie? That movie's terrible. I hated it.
Yeah, it kind of bugged me too, that whole thing. Just like, well, I met Mysterio. He seems like a good guy. Let me give him this thing that can help destroy the planet.
It was the sentimental reason why he gave Mysterio the last thing Tony wanted him to have. And he didn't even know him long. I can understand if he gave it to like Hogan.
Yeah,
or like
that's what he should have done if he didn't want to be Spider anymore. Give him to Happy, because he would have taken care of him. But instead, he gives a guy barely knows, and he's all this power. It's like, what are you doing?
And then he was like, he does that surprise Pikachu face. Wait, you're a villain? Guys, random new person you've never met trying to befriend you as he knows you're a superhero. Probably 9 times out of 10 going to be a bad guy.
I mean, I get he's a teenager, so he's not, he's smart, but he's not very wise. But I mean, you just don't give somebody that kind of power with those, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, I don't know. It's to contrive something.
But that was what the first movie was for. Remember when Tony said, if you're not responsible, and that's one of the best scenes of Homecoming was like,
if you're not with nothing without the suit, you're nothing with it. Yeah.
He learned that in Homecoming, and then he just, oh, good Lord. His Spider-Man makes me so angry for some reason. It just irks me.
Yeah. I'm hoping they get down to earth with this. Oh, this is Synopsis.
Okay. Spider-Man Brand New Day Synopsis confirms time jump, reveals Peter Parker's next battle. Also, we're getting a Punisher in this movie, and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is coming back. So, who knows?
I don't know, man.
The kitchen sink is being thrown at this movie. Here's the kitchen sink. Ah.
I was hoping this would be a little more street level, but no, we'll throw the Hulk in there. It's like, oh, God, what are we doing?
New Marvel Cinematic Universe plot details have finally been revealed for Spider-Man Brand New Day as Tom Holland's sequel gets closer to release. Marvel Studios is proud to present the latest volume in its acclaimed art of the movie series as Spider-Man swings back onto the silver screen. 4 years have gone by since we last caught up with our friendly neighborhood hero. That means he's not going to be in college, because those are the college years, because he graduated. So they're going to skip over his entire college arc in this movie. All right. They already cucked him enough. So what's another dildo in the ass, for another 4 years, right? Peter Parker is no more, but Spider-Man is at the top of his game, keeping New York City safe. Things are going well for our anonymous hero until an unusual trail of crimes pulls him into a web of mystery larger than he's ever faced before. I see what you guys did there. A web of mystery. I see what you did there. Okay. In order to take on what's ahead, Spider-Man not only needs to be at the top of his physical and mental game, but he must also be prepared to face the repercussions of his past. As Spider-Man Brand New Day wows moviegoers the world over. What the fuck did I just read? I can't read, guys. I'm sorry. I'm black. I've seen that was right. As Spider-Man Brand New Day wows moviegoers the world over, discover the behind. Oh, that's just this. They promoted this art book on Twitter, and that had the synopsis for Brand New Day. Discount what I just said there, guys. I'm completely just throwing me in the trash. Throw me in the trash, guys. Spider-Man Brand New Day story, taking place a few years after Holland's last appearance, lines up with what was previously revealed during filming in 2025. Thanks to set photos, the film's place in the timeline seemingly makes it play out before Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, so this movie's coming up before Doomsday, and what's interesting is I don't even like. Okay, so Doomsday is being led in with one end credit scene in Fantastic Four, end credit scenes potentially in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Thunderbolt end credit scene, Fantastic Four end credit scene, and No Way Home probably like 2 end credit scene, maybe 1 end credit scene, because we know there's gonna be a Spider-Man 5 if this makes like $1 billion. If this makes $1 billion, there's gonna be a Spider-Man 5. That's not even like off the table at that point.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be able to come out before. That's not going to come out before Doomsday,
yeah.
and it's not going to come out. I don't think it could come out.
Well, I'm wondering, like, are they going to use both end credit scenes to lead into Doomsday, or do what No Way Home did, where you had one end credit scene for like leading up to like the black suit with Tom Hardy, which apparently that didn't matter anyway.
It went nowhere.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to use both to set up a future Spider-Man movie, or it's just going to be both. The end credit scenes will be used to hype up Doomsday.
They're going to have to do one with Doomsday, because originally Doomsday was supposed to come out first. So I wonder if that affects the story at all, because the rumor is Sadie Sink is going to be a young Jean Grey, which would have made sense if Doomsday happened first and they wiped out the X-Men universe and they kind of retooled it with younger characters. That would make sense. But now she shows up as young Jean Grey and Doomsday hasn't happened yet. I don't know. But then there are also rumors she could be Gwen Stacy. So I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. But I think they're definitely gonna have an end credit scene teasing Doomsday, because they got to hype that movie somehow. I mean, they're doing their best with like online promotion and things like that, but that whole chair reveal thing.
Because Tom Holland Spider-Man, he's not going to be in Doomsday, as you guys know. He's going to be in Secret Wars. He'll probably be in potentially what we'll probably cover on Monday. Secret Wars might be 2 parts, so he might be in the 2-part Secret War movie that they're debating on doing right now. He's not going to be in Doomsday, so this is the last time we're going to see this guy for at least the very minimum a year. Yeah. So either they use their last end credit scenes to hype up Doomsday, or use one to promote a new Spider-Man movie coming up in the future, or use one for Doomsday. Probably going to be that.
They're going to do, or they might do where they've been doing lately, where you have one serious one and then one really stupid one.
Oh yeah, I hate
the Wheaties box thing.
Remember, like at the end of Doctor Strange 2, there's that just like gag one they're using,
still punching him in the face.
Oh my god!
And but then the end of Thunderbolts was the Red Guardian. I am on the Wheaties box, and the lady like puts it back and just leaves, and so they'll probably maybe do that. I don't know, but they're gonna have to hype Doomsday somehow, because that whole chair reveal thing was kind of people talked about.
Oh, it was horrible. That was bad. 5 hours of just chair reveals. Do you guys know what would have been better for Doomsday? RDJ on a live stream on Marvel's YouTube channel, which has lots of subs. Him just revealing it. Him revealing in pictures who is going to be there. Chairs panning on a camera for 5 hours.
Even if they wanted to drag it over several hours, they could have had him cut to him every 15 minutes or whatever it was and say, Simu Liu's going to be it. And while they're talking, he's
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
talk about it for 30 seconds. They could show clips of him as Shang-Chi, you know. But just having a
Oh,
director,
dude,
an actor's
remember
chair with a name was just dumb.
they had RDJ get on video call to hype up that Ironheart chick. They got him on video call to do that. You telling me you can't get this guy for a live stream? Give him like, I don't know, $500 for an hour just to do a live stream. Like you got him on a video call to hype up Ironheart that no one watched that garbage. No one wanted to watch that at all.
Yeah. Do you ever? I don't know if you know of Derek Anderson, the DA. He has his own channel and he's on Film.
I had him on the channel before. Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. I like him a lot, and he did when he about that video call. He mimicked Kevin Feige calling Robert Downey Jr. and asked him to do the video with Riri Williams, and he's like, "Hey Kevin, what's up? You want me to do a what? With who? Who's Ironheart? What's a Riri? Oh, you're going to pay me that much? Add another 0 and I'll do it." And he's like, "What's a Riri?" That's so funny. But yeah, they're going to, he's going to hype.
You know what's even worse? Marvel apparently thinks the kids these days who watch like live streamers want to see chairs being panned to with names on the back of them. Then had Aubrey Plaza lick knives for ASMR. Is Marvel? What the heck? People think they're out of touch comic wise. They're out of touch. Period. Just, oh my God. Having Peter facing the repercussions of his past could potentially refer to the upcoming return of the MCU Scorpion, who had an encounter with the web slinger when audience members met him in Spider-Man Homecoming, as Mark Gargan still wants revenge. Spider-Man Brand New Day could finally bring that to fruition. People have wanted that tied in for years, so who knows?
He's going to be in the movie. Michael Mando, I think is his name, and Mando's his last name. But he's definitely, from what I read, he's definitely going to be in the movie, which will be good.
How many years? 2017? 9 years to get that story. Yeah. Oh, fucking Marvel. Jesus Christ. The many confirmed villains in Spider-Man Brand New Day also play a big factor in the synopsis tease that addresses, quote, an unusual trail of crimes pulls him into a web of mystery larger than he's ever faced before. What's crazy is I know Mr. Negative is not going to be a villain in the movie, or he might. They just haven't revealed it yet. Or might be a secret. Why don't you have Mr. Negative? I don't get it. Why not have him in there?
I don't know. But I heard rumors that Kamala Khan is going to be in it, and then they say, what's her name? Oh my gosh, my brain is just.
Oh fuck.
What's her name from Thunderbolts is going to be in it.
Florence Pugh's character.
Yeah.
Elena.
Elena's going to be in it, I guess. So.
Good Lord. What movies are they? Are they making harems over here? Having Peter with Jean Grey and Yelena? Dude's hitting all the women. Zendaya's not going to like that, apparently. Him getting more attractive women to be around. But yeah.
I'll be honest. I kind of hope they get rid of her.
It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Okay, we went through that. Okay. Quote, an unusual trail of crimes could also be teasing the introduction of Marvin Jones III, Tombstone, since the Marvel foe is making his live-action debut in Destin Daniel Cretton's film. This guy directed Shang-Chi and was supposed to direct Avengers Kang Dynasty, but, We Was Kangs is not going to happen as a movie. Just pointing out here. I like Tombstone. I like that character. I'm so glad he's finally getting his live-action debut. Awesome character. However, there are other villains that this could relate to, since many details are still being kept under wraps. Oh, whoa. If you guys, I read Zeb Wells' first Amazing Spider-Man trade paperback volume. Definitely is good. Not that. They better not make Jean Grey the daughter of Tombstone. That would be the most retarded thing ever. Because what Tombstone. Because Tombstone in the comic books from Zeb Wells' run had a tie to Peter based off of friends and stuff like that. So. What if Tombstone is? Oh my God! I'm thinking. Wait a minute. What if Tombstone is Zendaya's MJ's dad? Remember in the Homecoming where the black girl was dating? It could. Holy Marvel! Please don't.
Holy shit!
Oh, Lord. The Spider-Man Brand New Day cast is also featuring new and returning players from Sadie Sink's mystery character to John Bernthal's Punisher and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk joining the web crawler's latest solo film. Zendaya and Jacob. This is Ned, that fat fuck Ned, who should not be in. Why is Ned here?
Why well, he knows how to do magic now.
Why can't it be Harry? Why do we have to deal with this? Fucking hell. Yeah, MJ and Ned Leeds are back respectively. Holland's 2026 entry is one of the latest remaining upcoming MCU movies for Phase 6, as Marvel Studios will then shift the focus to the Avengers with 2 installments lined up. It has yet to be revealed if Peter Parker will be in Avengers Doomsday and or Secret Wars. Spider-Man and Brand New Day is slated to open on July 31st.
I'm excited for it.
I guess they might be changing it because it was revealed he was going to be in Doomsday, so they might be changing it. I mean, hopefully he's in it.
Yeah, well, now that Doomsday or Spider-Man's coming out before Doomsday, maybe that changes things, because before they probably were going to do Doomsday, then Spider-Man, and then have Spider-Man and Secret Wars. But now they flip-flopped them, so they're going to do something. And if Sadie Sink is going to be Jean Grey, I don't think he did Wonder Man.
Did he do Wonder Man? Actually, I'll see right now.
He did Shang-Chi, though. I know
he did Shang-Chi, and that was...
He was the director.
That was all right. Shang-Chi was all right, I guess.
The direction was fine. When you do a Marvel, though, when you hear somebody's a director, they constrain him so much.
Yeah, it's like Kevin Feige shadow directs the movie, apparently.
Yeah, and the fight scenes are kind of done for him, so you don't know. But there were some good scenes in there between... excuse me, Shang-Chi and his dad, when they talked and things. So I think he can be a good director. I don't really know much else what he's done, but I don't know. We'll see. But I was hoping the Hulk in there. What? I mean, even Tombstone, he's stronger than a normal person, but he can't fight the Hulk. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
What's crazy? This movie is giving me the same level of red flags that all the other Spider-Man movies do when they have multiple villains. So like this is kind of like the same things I was hearing about when the original Spider-Man 3 came out that was directed by Sam Raimi. They're gonna have all these villains and you think like, oh my god, how are they gonna deal with all that? Usually, guys, whenever I'll give an example, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 all suffered from that, having too many villains, not enough focus. So one plot's gonna be potentially with Tombstone, maybe as like the more human element plot. Then it's gonna be based off of like what the other bit, the major villain he's gonna have to fight in the movie. Then you have the Punisher angle, you have the Hulk angle,
and they're gonna have to tone the Punisher down because, like, you watch a Punisher show from Netflix, it's pretty violent and bloody. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. Happen.
I just don't know how they're gonna balance out all these different dynamics in the movie while keeping it like something where everything gets breathing room. Because he's not going to have his college arc because they're skipping that because it's a 4-year time jump. So you're not getting that. He's fully an adult now. He's not He's not Iron Man Jr. anymore. Thank the fucking heavens for that. Jesus Christ, fuck me. So I'll be honest here, guys. It's not that I don't think it's going to be good. I'm just getting a lot of red flags for how they're going to actually keep the movie on a straight, narrow path when you have this many dynamics coming in. Guys, Tombstone creates a different kind of dynamic for Spider-Man. If you don't know who that is, unless you're just going to treat Tombstone like a villain of the week, which I think that would be a disservice to his character if you actually know who Tombstone actually is. So, Marvel, kill me. All right, Joe, what do you think for your final thoughts and opinions on Brand New Day coming up?
Well, I think it can be good. I'm concerned about the Hulk in it because I have no idea where they're going with that. I like the idea of bringing in Tombstone and having the Scorpion in it, Matt Gargan. Like you said, it was 9 years and they're finally paying that off. I think that could work really well. Punisher should be fine. I think if you throw in the Kamala Khan cameo, which is rumored, that might be okay, depending on how they use her. And then having Yelena kind of would fit into that street level kind of thing. But the Hulk, to me, throws that off. And I don't know if they're going to have to fight the Hulk if he gets, like, if they send him back to Rage Hulk or Crazy Hulk. I don't know. But having him in there is like a big sore thumb. I don't know what's going on.
He's apparently going back to the angry Hulk that people have wanted for a long time. So that's even worse, guys. It's like, Iron Man was able to hold him off, which he technically should not have been, but he held him off with that iron. But I love that iron bust. Fucking looks off. Like he held him back, guys. Peter's not doing that. And and
Iron Man in the comics before, but Spider-Man just dodged him and stuff. He didn't really beat him, He just kept
No,
away from him, basically.
what's going to happen, as they revealed already, Hulk is going to be essentially like, I don't know, he's going to rage out for some reason. Something's going to make him the more angry Hulk. I don't know if he'll be used as a good guy, or I don't know if he'll be used as a, like, hey, I'm randomly going to lose it and become the Hulk that Mark Ruffalo played in the 2012 version Avengers movie, or the Age of Ultron Hulk, where like he could be on your side, but he could also be a wild card too. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with this character. Like, that's why his inclusion is so weird, like you said, because if he's the wild card Hulk, he's not beating that guy. He's gonna beat his ass.
I just wonder if they're gonna do what they did in Age of Ultron, where they had Wanda like speaking his ear and drive crazy. That's why Iron Man had to get the Hulkbuster armor out. And if they do that to set him into out on New York, and then Spider-Man's gonna have to stop him, like somehow the villain does that, it'd just be kind of rehashing it. So I'm not a huge fan of that idea. I don't know. That's what I mean. Having him in there doesn't, to me, that's just like a big green thumb, sore thumb. Like, I don't know. I don't know why or what's gonna happen, but I do like the Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I'm kind of hoping if they just quickly bring back, MJ and Ned, all of a sudden, no, he's Peter again, that's going to be kind of weak. I'm kind of interested to see how they play that. I wouldn't mind getting rid of both of those characters. MJ was classic to me, in the comic books, but this version, I mean, first of all, I guess when you're a teenager, you kind of fall in love pretty easy. But why would you fall in love with her? She had terrible personality. She's just not a nice person.
The first girl he had in Homecoming looked better. If we're gonna
Liz.
I'm not even attracted to black girls like that, but the black girl that he was trying to get with in the first movie of his own looked way
Liz
better.
Allen was her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's pretty, and Zendaya is a beautiful woman, but like in the show, she was just so obnoxious and just like, the Washington Monument was built with slaves. I'm not going in that. And
it was
Peter,
weird. Remember at the end of Homecoming,
like,
he was asking her, like, "Hey, are you stalking me?" She was like, "I'm not stalking you." What the fuck? No one acts like that. What the fuck?
And they kind of threw that in the second movie. They threw that like he was so hung up on Liz. The next movie, all of a sudden, he's like, "I love her. I love MJ." Well, why? Like, what happened? There was They would have been better off having them go on this trip and falling in love there. On that while they're on the trip, and then he falls for her, because then why something happens to bring them together. All of a sudden, well, I'm in love with her. Well, it happened off screen, so we have to accept it. And she gave him no reason to even want to be around her, let alone be in love with her. So like, she was so off-putting to everybody, and I don't know.
And she was stalking him. I don't even. I don't know. Oh God, fucking hell.
We'll see what they do with this thing. I think it could be good. I'm interested to see now how everything plays out because Endgame, Doomsday is after this now instead of before. And I would like to know, I don't know if it's ever going to leak or somebody's going to talk about it, but I would like to know what the plans were before and then what they end up with, because I think that's why they always say Peter's not going to be in Doomsday, because I figured Doomsday is coming out, Peter gets his movie, or Spider-Man, and then they move on to Civil War where they bring him in. But now, who knows?
Yeah, for me, my final thoughts on this essentially is like, I don't know how everything is going to be handled in the movie. It feels like, from everything I read about this movie always coming up, there's always another big kind of player they're adding to it, to the point where I'm thinking, like, I hope everything is jumbled in a way where every character kind of gets screen time and room to breathe. Because if we're looking at the other Spider-Man movies that did that very badly, they were all talked about in the same similar fashion. Like, we're gonna have all these different villains and all these different dynamics, and it's like, how about focusing on one thing? How about doing that? The best Spider-Man movies ever only focused on one thing. They're like, nah, who needs good ideas? Throw that out of the trash. Who needs a good idea at all?
That's what kind of hurt the latest Superman movie, is they had so much going on and so many characters. And that's okay, I think, once you get a character established, then you move on and bring more people in. So it could work with Spider-Man. But, when you talked about Spider-Man 3 of Tobey Maguire, they forced him to use Venom. He didn't want Venom in that movie.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
And they had the guy who played Eric from that 70s show, Topher Grace, was a terrible Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock was this big, muscle-bound guy
Yeah,
who
I
worked
know.
out.
Yeah, I love that
And you
version of
bring
the
in this
character. Yeah.
skinny dude who looks like he could blow on him, he'd fall over. And it's not that he's a bad actor, but it was just is not his role. And that whole, I mean, and then of course they didn't have Secret Wars, so he couldn't get the black suit the way they did, so they have to do it a little differently, which is fine. But like it just, and all of a sudden they just threw it in there, and then for some reason it affected him, and he's doing finger guns and he's dancing, and like he had the suit on him, so he's acting weird, Peter. And he's like spinning around and dancing in the street to no music, and then he can play the piano for some reason. How is putting the suit on going to let you play piano? Like, does a symbiote know how to play the piano?
Oh,
He
you know what's
just came
crazy
from
about
space.
that? The reason why you guys don't understand about the Sam Raimi Venom thing, Sam Raimi apparently did read comics growing up. He actually did like the character. By the time that he apparently got out of reading comic books, Venom had came in right when he stopped. So he essentially stopped before the Todd McFarlane era on Spider-Man, which introduced the, Eddie Brock and Venom and all that other stuff. So he's thinking of Spider-Man from like, because his Spider-Man is like Bronze Age Spider-Man, like Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, So when Sony's telling him to bring in Venom, it's like, what? If I'm telling you, I don't know who the fuck that is. Sony, you're good. Have him in there. It's like, well, it's just destined to fail, Sony. Yeah, good job.
That's what Disney does. They force so much on, on these directors. That's why a lot of people won't direct for Marvel. At first, people wanted to because you get a big payday and you get residuals. You get the
clout for being in the MCU.
Now they're scaring directors away. People don't want to be a part of it. Man, my brain, boom. The one who directed the Marvels, she,
Nia DaCosta.
She ended up doing the latest 28 years later. I thought she did a really good job. And the stuff I heard about her on that set was this, Marvel here's your box, and you're living in this box, and you are not going to spread any wings. You're going to do it our way. I mean, when they did reshoots, she was shooting another movie. She was doing it via Zoom, directing some reshoots. So, and from her interviews, you could tell she didn't.
She went off on Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
she even did it on the how they have those premieres for movies, and they're all sitting like the chairs, and the chairs are like up there on like a bench kind of thing. She was like, "Yeah, it's kind of Kevin's movie." Brie Larson just smirked because she knew it was true. And then she went on other podcasts and said, "That's basically not the version of the movie that I turned into the studio." And that's the thing with Brand New Day 2 coming up, is like Kevin Feige knows how important Spider-Man is, and I don't know how much say he gets to have on the Spider-Man movies, though. Because because like Sony produces them, but they're in the MCU. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I am hyped for Brand New Day. It's just like the more I hear about it, the more I go, you know what? Coin toss, just like Two-Face does. It's a coin flip. Who knows, actually? I
am looking forward to it because I do enjoy all the Spider-Man movies. I know you didn't like Andrew Garfield's second one. I didn't think it was great. I watched it once. I caught some clips on like TBS, and it's okay. But I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. And, and I love Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Tobey Maguire. 3 was okay. They could have got rid of all the Venom stuff. I think that would have been a very good movie. But all the Venom things in there just ruined it. So I do like that. I like Tom Holland. Like you said, his second Spider-Man movie was a little off, and I really enjoyed him in Civil War. I thought he did a great job.
Too. Yeah.
I liked him in Infinity War and that. But I don't know. I am looking. This is the Marvel movie. I'm actually looking more forward to this as entertainment, the Brand New Day, than I am Doomsday. I think Doomsday could be a really good movie, but I'm looking at it as more of an oddity to see how they handle the 275 characters they got, and how they're going to set up everything else, and how they're going to deal with RDJ as Dr. Doom. I mean, there's some interesting questions. But as far as excitement, that I think I just go watch a movie and enjoy, I think I'm looking a little more forward to Spider-Man because it's a character I love. He's my second favorite Marvel character next to the Thing. I've always liked him. I read his comics. I watched all his cartoons.
Yeah.
And, and I just enjoy watching his movies. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm more intrigued by Doomsday to see how they piece it all
Yeah,
together.
Doomsday is going to be the big spectacle that they've been hyping up for a bit. Like, they even put out that countdown timer on their YouTube channel, countdown many months to Doomsday. But as you guys know, hey, I love Spider-Man too, and we'll see how it turns out. What's crazy is he will be the first live-action Spider-Man to have a fourth movie in his Spider-Man movies, actually. So hopefully, fourth time's the charm. No, fourth time's no. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Something like that.
Third time's the charms. That would say third time's the charm, but
four times, then who knows what I'm gonna get. We'll see what happens. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swagking, and we're gonna sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace.
Take care.
Oh God. Let me see. I'll probably use this one for Monday, actually. We'll use the second topic for Monday. That'll be a lot better because it's late for you now. It's going to be 12 o'clock for you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's all right. Actually, I don't work tomorrow. I got tomorrow off for a change.
Did you guys think I wouldn't do the second topic? we go 5 hours here.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
You know, it's funny. I lost my train of thought about this, about Doomsday. I was going to say, had a point to make about Doomsday, and now it just slipped my mind. But I am concerned what they're going to do with, not concerned, but curious what they're going to do with RDJ with that. I think they're either going to totally ignore that he is Tony Stark, or it's going to be some convoluted mess. And I don't know. I just don't know how they're going to be able to do that and not either piss people off or make people think it's stupid.
I don't know how you jumble all these storylines, though. No Spider-Man movie, at least any good ones, have never jumbled that many storylines. Even Homecoming, as mid as I think it is, it still narrowly focuses on one villain, one kind of narrative, and then you get into like the other ones. It's like, oh God, Marvel, please, because like the faith that Marvel can do anything good is like, guys, it's bad. It's to the floor.
Well, honestly. They used to get really good directors, like Kenneth Branagh did a movie, and they had Jon Favreau and things. But now they get these directors because people don't want to work with them. And did you know that that's what I was thinking about. Tom Holland's career. He says he wants to play Spider-Man for a long time, and I don't blame him because I don't think he's been in that many successful movies.
Remember, he must have been depressed or something like that. Because you remember, like in 2021, 2022, when like Uncharted came out, he was giving all these interviews where he was like, "Yeah, I kind of want to retire and get out of the spotlight. I'm kind of done playing Spider." Dude, he must be going through depression or something because that guy was giving such cryptic answers. I was like, "What is wrong, bro?"
Or he thought he was going to be a bigger star. Now, I don't know if you remember this or not, but Vin Diesel, when he was in the first Fast and the Furious, he wasn't in the second one.
I remember that, yeah.
And he said he doesn't do sequels. The only movie he was going to do a sequel was Pitch Black because he really liked the character and he was involved with that. Well, his career died and they didn't do much. I mean, he was in a bunch of movies that bombed. He did that Triple X, which was popular as an action movie, but he didn't do part 2. He got Ice Cube for it because he didn't do sequels. Now he's going to be Fast and Furious 75, from the old folks home. They're going to juice up their scooters and go flying around or something because, like, these movies, and I think with these Marvel actors, I mean, Scarlett Johansson is a big star, and was a pretty good actress before.
I like her stuff. I like her stuff. Yeah.
But is anybody in that? Can you think of anybody in those movies? I mean, obviously they had Anthony Hopkins and some guest roles like that. They're big name people. But can you think of any of the main characters that are big outside of the Marvel? And they're not.
It feels like even the ones that had success prior to the MCU peaked in the MCU, and people only see them as that. Like RDJ for sure has like nothing outside. Well, he was an Oppenheimer, but that was mostly on the back of Christopher Nolan than him. Actually,
it was an ensemble cast. He wasn't like the big lead. He wasn't the main guy. He was a big important part of that. And if you take him out of that movie still does the same.
Right, yeah.
He was good in it, but he did the Sherlock Holmes movies, which I guess were financially successful, but they weren't big booms. He didn't drop.
Yeah. Before
and
that,
Tropic
he did, like,
Thunder was Thunder. Yeah, and that was cool. That was like an ensemble comedy. But then he did Dr. Dolittle, and that just bombed massively. But Chris Evans hasn't done much. His movies don't really sell.
Chris Evans, he did Lightyear. It was crazy is I actually liked Lightyear.
I liked it too, but it wasn't.
It wasn't that like going into Lightyear. I was like, the problem with Lightyear is Lightyear suffers from the biggest problem that Hollywood has now. They don't know how to market their movies. What in the hell was Lightyear's marketing? I don't even know. I still don't know to this day what they marketed it for, because it was marketed so bad. So Chris Evans, he had that movie with Ana de Armas where he was a bumbling idiot for some reason. And he was in that oh my god. It was that action movie on Netflix, I think directed by the Russo brothers. It was with Ryan Gosling. He's been in stuff.
Yeah, but they're not like huge.
They don't.
People aren't going, "Oh, I got to see the Chris Evans movie."
Yeah.
Well, Lightyear. A lot of people get mad at me, but I actually enjoyed Lightyear more than Toy Story. I mean, I like Toy Story a lot. It was great, but you watch 3 movies, you kind of get there. But I think the problem with Lightyear was it got into that whole time travel stuff with the time dilation, and he, so he doesn't age and the people do. I think that just went over people's heads, and then they did the whole thing where, Zurg is him in the future, whatever, and it's like they did that in the Lost in Space movie 20 years ago, or look, it's me in the future coming back to mess with, and it's like, so, and they did that with the Flash movie. It had the same thing. It was, I'm the bad guy from the future is me, and because I'm trying to fix the universe. And I think that got over the kids' heads, the little kids. It just didn't do what they wanted it to do. But I thought it was an enjoyable movie, but the concepts I don't think were for little kids.
I actually genuinely thought it was good. Outside of a few issues I had with it, I actually I thought it was better than Toy Story 4 if we're going to be putting on bars like that.
Yeah.
I think what's crazy is people keep saying, well, you can't have because the gay lady. So it was the gay character. That wasn't a problem, only because for me, they didn't use her the way you think they would. It was blowing my mind. I was like, this is Disney. They're not using a gay character to shove things down our throat. It's the kiss. What's crazy is they don't, if you actually watch the movie, they don't even actually kiss. It cuts before they even touch each other at all. And the gay character, she was a very written, good character, despite her just being gay. She just liked eating carpet, sure. But she was a fine character. She was good.
Yeah,
and her daughter character, her granddaughter it was a good movie. Disney ruined the movie so bad. And Chris Evans went out and he said, well, if you don't like the lesbian stuff, all these old fossils that grew up in like the 80s, 90s, and 70s are all going to die off one day. It's like, oh my God, fuck you, dude. Holy shit. You just ruined the whole movie. Disney's marketing ruined it, and then he just nail in the coffin when he said that. Oh my God. Fucking hell.
The issue I had, I didn't really care if there was gay characters, but the problem was they're on this planet with limited people. How do they have kids? Like 2 women can't have kids, so they had to get a donor or something. Like, I don't know. It was.
I was losing my brain. I already lost my brain when he said he could jump at hyperspeed in the sky, and as deep as he was in space, and not die. I was like, I already lost logic in this years ago. It's like, wait, how are toys talking? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Good Lord.
Do you ever watch the Ryan George's pitch meetings where he does?
I used to watch those. I haven't seen them in a long time. But I know you're talking about.
I love those things. And he does one with Lightyear, or not Lightyear, but Toy Story. And the producer points out, wait, Buzz Lightyear thinks he's an actual astronaut. So why, when the humans walk in, does he fall down and pretend he's a toy? And it just and I never thought of that. And I was like, wow, that is a big flaw in the movie. Because if he doesn't believe he's a toy, why is he not moving when Andy comes in?
It's also weird, right? Because like Lightyear was supposed to be what Andy was watching in Toy Story 1, but if there's an entire universe of that out there, it's like, what was he watching then? That's wrong with the. It's not that the movie itself is bad; it just creates more questions.
Yeah,
and it's like, what in the world? So Buzz had another type, because all the Buzzes were like apparently all friends and stuff in Toy Story 2. What about that Buzz? They just forgot about. Oh my God! Fucking hell!
I mean, Toy Story was a great concept, and I enjoyed it, and I like Toy Story 2, and I love 3. 4 was a little,
one in my opinion. Yeah.
Three, they kind of, and now they're doing a 4 or a 5, and it's
5, Toy
like,
Story 5, jeez.
and there would be a Toy Story 6, and
It took
apparently,
to be fair, it took a lot of years to get Toy Story 5. It's been a
yeah,
minute. Yeah. Hopefully they don't. It's like what because I understand the novelty of what the plot is for this one coming up because they're trying to have it be technology is replacing toys. That honestly, out of all the stuff I criticized Disney for, that's a very, very good plot idea. Are they going to execute it well? I
but
don't
to me,
know.
it's kind of a plot from 20 years ago when people
Yeah.
started playing video games.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be decent because, unless they really screw it up. But since Pixar stopped making all that stuff and Disney bought Pixar, their offerings have not been as good. I
Mhm.
mean, you look when Pixar came out with the movie, they were all good. I mean,
Oh, the John
anybody of any
Lasseter
age
era.
could walk them.
Yeah.
Wall-E was really good.
Mhm.
And it had a lot of message about consumerism and being lazy and not working and
Oh, dude, Up.
things like that, and then
I
destroying the earth and
Up because Up was by DreamWorks, I think. Yeah,
yeah,
Up
Up
was
was great.
that's a great movie.
And it
Yeah.
makes you a little misty eyed.
Like, God. WALL-E, what's crazy is I never finished WALL-E. I watched like the first bit of it. I thought I didn't like it. I actually really enjoyed it. I need to actually finish watch because I
It's
remember
really good.
The John Lasseter era. You also had things like Finding Nemo, just
That was good.
classic. I never watched The Incredibles. I never did. I need to actually do
They're
my
both really good. The second one's not quite as good, but they're both good, and I really like the first one. It's funny,
Finding
people used to say,
Dory.
"That's the best
Oof.
Fantastic Four movie out there."
Everyone always says that. It's a bit, yeah. Oh, Marvel,
Yeah,
what are you
it is
doing?
it is pretty
Finding
good.
Dory. I was like, what is this?
I didn't watch it.
I
I knew it wasn't gonna be the same, and, I was just
oh
like,
my
"Eh."
god. Oh, the job.
But they
Like,
they've done some great things, but
yeah, I look at things and I go, you know what? It's Disney. My expectations are. It's like that meme. My expectations are low, but holy fuck, that's my actual expectation for Disney. And keep on, guys. Okay, this is how people. You're a grifter. If I was truly someone like that, why would I? I told people I liked Lightyear. I thought it was actually good. I liked the little dog. The moment they're in the space and it looks like he's gonna die, I liked Lightyear. I liked
yeah,
Cruella. People understand.
I didn't see that,
I
yeah.
liked Cruella. Like if I didn't, I'm not someone that just doesn't like anything or everything, or I just love everything. If I like it, I'll tell you why I liked it. If I thought it was mid, as you kids say these days, I'll tell you why it was mid. Or if I didn't like it, it's not. It's a case by case basis thing. But if Disney puts out 20 movies and 15 of them are hunks of shit, then what that does to an average person is you go, there's a good chance the other one's going to be a piece of shit. That's just how
Yeah.
the law of averages work. I don't know why you guys, it's a thing called pattern recognition. I don't know why that doesn't apply to you guys' brains for some reason. I just don't get it. You guys look at things in such odd ways. I don't do that. If you give me 10 good movies, there's a good chance I'm going to believe your 11th one is good. If you give me 10 shitty ones, your 11th one's probably going to be a pile of ass.
Yep.
Why did I not think about that when I was watching Halloween? Don't ask me that. I had too much faith. I had all the faith there.
Well, and like, I'm like that too. Like, I admitted the other day, I thought when we talked that I liked the Marvels movie. I didn't think it was great, a lot of flaws, but I enjoyed watching it the one time I watched it, and then I watched
Mhm.
it when it came out on streaming. Like I said, it was like an hour and 55 minutes or something. It was fun, and just kind of, whatever. There's a lot of problems with it. I didn't like the whole cat thing eating people. That was kind of dumb. But, it was an okay movie. I didn't have a problem with that. But if a movie stinks, like I hated Love and Thunder with a passion. That movie pissed me off. I watched that movie,
That
I was so
movie is
mad,
truly a pile of shit.
and
It's
I'll say
bad.
it's terrible. I didn't like Ant-Man Quantumanium. I thought there's a few parts in there I thought were okay, but
Mhm.
when they got down to the quantum realm, it was so ridiculous and it looked terrible. The green screen effects and all that were awful. And I tell you what, that whole "don't be a dick." Well, I'm a dick. Don't be a dick. Like, oh, okay, that just snapped him out of his life, all of his problems. He was the one sympathetic character in the whole movie. The guy like gets turned into this monster killing machine at Kang needs Modoc, so he turns him into this. Then he realizes he doesn't want to do it anymore. Then he dies saving everybody, and they make fun of him when he's dying because he says he dies an Avenger, and they're all like giggling about it. There's a dude dying here, and they're making jokes. It was so dumb. That movie, that movie pisses me
Roll
off.
of Thunder is truly actual
Oh,
shit. Like that is, in my opinion, Eternals is the worst movie. And that one is Thor: Love and Thunder is fucking top 5 worst things. I get it. People want, because what's crazy is people will say Brave New World is just really mid and forgettable. I wouldn't really call it the worst thing. Like, I think Iron Man 3 is not good. Iron Man 3 is pretty fucking bad too. Like, Thor: Dark World is pretty bad. Like, but Thor: Love and Thunder. What's crazy is, I don't know what's worse, Thor: Love and Thunder or Ant-Man 3. You could actually have an hour debate on which one's worse, and you would still come to the conclusion of we would never rewatch these ever again.
Yeah. Well, Love and Thunder, what ticks me off is they're like, well, that's Korg. He's an unreliable narrator, and that's why, it's so weird. That's fine to have an unreliable narrator,
yeah.
But the story still has to be interesting for the viewer. Like he can get the facts wrong, he can screw things up, but you have to still write a good story that the unreliable narrator is telling. And if you do that, then it works. It comes together. But the whole thing where he can like make the kids powerful and they're all fighting with lightning, that was dumb. And when the Valkyrie lost her arm and Thor's like, well, maybe your arm's in Valhalla. And then they're making a joke about Jane's cancer. And I'm thinking, who the heck makes jokes about cancer?
I mean, what a stick. Well, Taika Waititi,
he sucks.
Oh, before we go, in a little bit here, Disney apparently, I don't know if this is a new TV show or a movie coming out. Apparently, Disney had, or someone who works for Disney, created a black character named Captain Durag.
Oh, yeah, I saw a video on this. Yeah, it's in a show. I forget the name of the show, but the mom in the show tells the son he has to do his homework or clean the house or whatever, or he can't watch Captain Durag. And a lot of people came out and attacked it, saying Disney did this thing. And turns out the creator is a black woman, and she said, well, I wanted to have a black character that's ours or something. And I didn't see it all, but there's a few videos out there to talk about it. I didn't hear of it because it looks like a kid show that it was part of.
Yeah, we would never be the target audience for this in theory. It's just when people say Disney cares about people of color, guys, this is what they think of you. Look at Oh my God.
Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
I'm done. Fucking hell, Disney. Jesus Christ. I like that line of thinking. She probably so when she says we need a black character that's ours, you know what? That's not a bad logic of reasoning, because like a lot of black people want just a lot of white character hand-me-downs. Not bad. That is that line of reasoning. I read that somewhere. That's fine. That's a fine line of reasoning. It's just like Captain Durag, really? Because that's a place on the stereotypes.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird.
Like, I understand the logic of I want to make sure we have our own superheroes. That's great. But why was that the one you made? Oh God.
Well, I'm Polish, so I could see him doing a Captain Polak, and he has like Polish sausages, or he's dumb. He doesn't know how to do I don't know, he has pierogies as an Italian food. He throws pierogies at you or something. He wears a babushka like his grandmother. It's just so, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it was in a kid's show, and I get her or what she wanted to do. But somebody at who does, the director, or not directors, but like the producers or the studio execs should say, that's kind of not a good idea, because people are really going to take this the wrong way. I mean, what are you going to get a Mexican superhero, Captain Lowrider, and have him routing around in a car?
Captain Taco.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, you can't, I don't know. You got to be real careful.
Michael, go to bed. You have to be up at like 6 in the morning. Michael, go to bed. Oh my God, Captain! Can we get a Captain Wife Beater inspired by MSK?
Well, I'll tell you a quick little story. When I was an editor of a newspaper, we used to do these profiles on businesses, and we sent a reporter to profile a new Italian restaurant. And her whole story was, when you eat there, you're made, like in the mafia, you're made. And she went out with these mafia references in her story. And I said, we're not publishing this. You got to rewrite this. I said, you have these Italian people that own this restaurant, and it's an Italian restaurant, and you're going to associate them with the mafia? Like, it's probably not a good idea. I think we need to change it up. And she's like, well, I don't know. And I said, no, we're not putting this in the newspaper, because I mean, it was really bad, and it was so stereotypical. And she says, "Well, I'm Italian." I said, "I don't care if you're I don't care if you're in the mafia. We're not doing this." Like,
I need a taco sound I need a like a taco sound effect or something. I have nothing for Mexicans though.
I don't know.
I need something for Mexicans or lowrider. Taco Bell bong.
I don't know. I don't get that the do-rag thing. So, like, you can't. I don't know. You just can't tell. Like, if I was in charge, I'd have been like, that's really not a good idea. I don't think we should. I mean, and she's a black creator, and that's fine. But I would tell her, well, it's going to look.
That's a little too on the nose. Like, that's a little too on the nose right there. Captain Durag, like, good luck. Is that supposed to inspire people? Because, like, when black people do eventually make their own shit, I'm like, do it in a way where it could inspire people the same way you were inspired. That ain't gonna inspire anyone. That's a joke. You're just a joke.
There was a character, the Legion of Superheroes is a DC comic book, and it's about teenage superheroes in the 31st century, and they're inspired by Superboy to become the super team. And they didn't have any black characters, so they're told to create one. And the guy who created one creates this character. His name was Tyrock, and he had like these vocal powers like Black Canary. And it was basically, he took the name Tyrone and made it Tyrock. And he comes from a group of people, of black people on Earth, get together, and they leave and form their own planet. And somehow he develops his power like the sonic scream like that. He comes back, and he's wearing this like white outfit with super short shorts, a V-neck with this. And it was like, did anybody say, no, we're not doing this? Like, was there I get they wanted to try, and their heart may have been in the right place, but there's a point when you say, this isn't a good idea. Like, I don't know. I just, there's got to be an adult in the room who says, you know what, we're not doing these things. But I don't know if you remember back when
remember the day they can't tell her that by how Disney set the rules, they can't criticize black people. Otherwise, you're gonna get seen as racist. Oh well, shit doesn't. I love when the shoe's on the other foot. That's the old rule they created. They can't criticize minorities or whatever the fuck they call them these days.
Well, I see that sometimes, and it kind of baffles me. Just like people that I've worked with were afraid to call out other people because they were a minority or a woman or, things like that. And I'm like, well, you don't have to call them out. You can tell them they're wrong, or you can correct them. And well, they might get mad. And, I don't know, you just treat people like people. If somebody screws up, you talk to them. If somebody does well, you let them know. I don't care who you are. It's just, if you treat everybody with respect, it doesn't matter what color they are, what gender they are, what nationality, what religion. Just treat everybody like they're people. And if somebody gets mad, if you tell them, you did a bad job, or you did, you didn't do something up to my standards, that's on them. It's not on you. You're not picking on them. But they just have a hard time. You can't. I don't know. I think everybody may have been afraid to tell that lady, we can't have Captain Durag.
Then she'll say like, you're appropriating me and my blackness. It's like, all right, okay, well, make your own character. We'll put it in, and we'll see how the internet reacts to it. Though it turns out not good. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is obviously a joke. But I was like, Disney. I've judged you too harshly.
Yeah, you gotta watch. I mean, there's certain things you got to be sensitive about. You can't just say anything and do anything you want, but you gotta. I mean, I don't know. You got to watch it. You can't just do whatever. And I understand the representation thing, because when they started creating a lot more black characters, like they came out with Goliath, who was a spinoff of Giant Man or Goliath, and Marvel, they called him Black Goliath. That was Ben Foster, who we saw in Ant-Man, played by Lawrence Fishburne. Then they had Black Panther. Well, Panthers are black, so he was Black Panther. And they had Black Lightning in DC Comics. So you create a character and you got to put black in front of his name, except for Black Bolt, who was a white dude.
What's crazy is why are they always giving black people lightning powers? Do they think black people are just like lightning rods or something like that? I don't understand.
You guys sparkle. I don't know. It's
oh my god.
I don't know. Black Lightning was actually a good character. I liked him. I thought he was pretty cool. But they had to put black in front of everything, I guess, to differentiate. I guess I don't know.
Should have called him White Lightning as a black guy. That'd be the best marketing ever. That's legit the best marketing.
But Black Bolt from the Inhumans was white. So
there's another thing Marvel tried pushing in the Ike Perlmutter era. And you guys remember Inhumans?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Well, that's because they couldn't use them in the movies, so they tried to really push the Inhumans. And actually, the Inhumans were really good when they made their appearance in the Fantastic Four and stuff. Mm-hmm. It was a good concept, but they had the TV show, which was this bad, and then they just tried to dump them on everybody, and it was like, nobody really cares. Yeah, I don't know. They needed their X-Men, and they didn't have them, but now they got X-Men, so you're never probably going to hear much about the Eternals again, other than seeing Black Bolt in Multiverse of Madness.
What's crazy is Black Bolt's the only character in the Inhumans that anyone ever talks about anyway, which is just it's fucking crazy. That's how you know a group failed, when they talk about one character in that group.
Well, Medusa and Crystal, who were part of the Inhumans, they were both had tenures in the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. When Sue was pregnant, Medusa came in, and then they had Crystal come in, and she was a love interest for Johnny Storm. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, Black Bolt, he's cool looking. He's got a great costume. He has cool powers. He's strong. He can fly. He's got that throat. He talks and he can destroy the earth basically with his voice. So he was kind of cool, but a character who can't talk is a little rough.
All right. So what's going to happen? I remember the Inhumans show getting ridiculed. Yeah. Oh my God. It was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then you had Inhumans, and you had all that shit that happened on like Netflix. And what's crazy is a lot of people, I didn't watch it only because I was like, wait, is that not part of the MCU? I thought it was going to be part of the MCU. That's why I was like, I'll just watch it later. But turns out it not being a part of the MCU is probably better because they were able to kind of at least do what they wanted to. I heard Daredevil Born Again wasn't as good as what it was on Netflix, but I told people that was probably going to happen though. Why would it? It's Disney.
Yeah, they had to tone them down. They do mention though in I think it was Daredevil or it might have been Jessica Jones, where they talk about the incident in New York. They don't really call it.
Yeah, so they're like loosely connected.
They brought it up, but that was about all you could do. I don't know. Those were really good shows. The first season of Daredevil was outstanding. Second season was pretty good.
The same thing with The Flash too. The first season is outstanding, just utterly amazing. Season 2 is good. It is really good, but it's like those extra moments in season 1 really make it better. So before we head out of here, I'll ask you, do you have anything planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
No, not really. I keep saying this. Still working on my channel. I got a few things getting rolling. I am going to try to go see that new movie, Good Luck, Goodbye, and Don't Die, or whatever it's called.
Is that a love story for my wife?
No, it's like a time travel movie where a guy comes back in time to recruit people to help save the future. Mm-hmm. And Alan Ing and Chris Gore from Film Threat were talking about it, and they said it was really funny and good. It's like a sci-fi humor movie. And I was going to see it last weekend, but I got too busy, so I'm going to try to go Saturday, I think, to see that. Just based off their recommendation, I'll probably go check it out.
Yeah, for me, next movie we're going to watch I'm going to watch Hard Eyes, which is a slasher horror movie. James said he was going to review it with me, my friend. So that's going to be on Wednesday morning. That's for a movie review. Then I'm going to go watch Scream 7. I'll be reviewing that with Nate. So 2 movie reviews coming up. Oh, God.
Now you're watching Scream 7 next Thursday, right?
Yeah. So
we won't be doing the show. Okay.
We'll do it Monday. But if we're going to do another day, I'll have to see. Because we could just make it up another day. I just have to. Can't do it Thursday.
Oh no, that's fine. I just want to make sure I don't. I can schedule something else or do something. But you're going to go see that, and then we'll be doing this upcoming Monday. So
yeah. Okay. Also, Bob is not going to be here this upcoming Monday. He said, "Good Lord, what did he say?" So he wasn't here last Monday, but he says, "Hey, my boss is going to be in town Monday through Wednesday next week. She wants to have a team dinner on Monday night." He can't make it because he has a boss coming in the it's
Bob. I like Bob. He's a nice guy, but
I like
maybe
Bob. Jeez,
maybe
but
he's
like
avoiding me. I don't know.
maybe Bob is avoiding me, guys. Last week, Bob had to go pick up his daughter. This week, the boss is coming in town.
He was probably like, "Is Joe going to be on the show?" Yeah, well, yeah, I got something to do, man. I'm sorry. I gotta,
Oh my
I gotta get
god.
my hair done. I gotta clip my nails. I don't know.
Oh,
You gotta go clean my dog's butt.
oh
Something.
my god. Oh jeez. It's okay, Bob. Don't worry. Don't worry. We have it planned out. Don't worry, guys. Bob will come back eventually, just like my dad. But yes, I'll have the
Just like your dad.
I'll have the comic topics for Monday, but no, Bob is just sick of MSK. Oh my god. Good lord. You know, you know what's crazy? Someone with they them pronouns and a trans woman, because I have to say that on YouTube, basically was trying to insult me, and I was like, you know, you're pretending to be something you're not. You could never insult me. I was like, I don't know about that. It's like one of those pot kettle calling black, whatever that saying is. Bob had probably the best facial reactions. But as you guys know, for me, I have podcasts and game streams coming up. I actually have a lot of that stuff coming up. The next couple of weeks. I am so booked, actually. Tuesday night after the Cloud9 podcast, I'm gonna watch Hard Eyes to review it with James in the morning. The Cloud9 podcast with Chaz is gonna start at 7 p.m. PST Tuesdays moving forward, because Chaz, he gets off. It's easier for him to do it 7 p.m. PST because that's 10 his time. When is Tiny coming back? I don't know who that is. She just tried, chasing my clout a lot, actually. So no. Also, I can't introduce Joe to Tiny because he might end up marrying Tiny, so I can't have that. I gotta keep Tiny. I gotta keep Tiny away from you guys. Actually,
Who's Tiny?
Oh God, she's lunatic. He has these weird feminist points too. It's just like, all right, I guess.
Does she appear on your show at all, or?
Yeah, we just talked yesterday. We were gonna do a show yesterday about something, or well, I had to talk to her, but she said, "Oh, I passed out. I'm gonna go back to sleep, but wanted to let you know I wasn't ghosting you or anything." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, okay.
Tiny's a lady that screams at MSK, and I love it. So yeah, maybe we'll have her. I'll try to potentially schedule her for the other day we're gonna have, beside Thursday. But she's only free Monday, Wednesday, for Friday, I think. Good lord, she speaks and I just instantly ignore. It's like a woman talking. It's like, oh fuck.
You got a problem with women. I love women. I like their opinions.
Women just annoy me. Oh god, it's just, if they didn't annoy me, I would love them so much. MSK has a way of pushing her buttons. It's crazy. I think she gets super turned on when I do that, though. I think I'm turning her on. That's what's
delusional.
I
don't know. I'm more annoyed by men usually. They bug me because I don't know the women I know, my friends and the women, and stuff in my life. I seem to get along just fine. They don't bug me. So I got a few guy friends that just drive me up a wall. But they're still my friends that I got to deal with them. But
yeah, my friend, he drives me. He's always like, you know what? He just looks at me and says, you're black, right? Just all the time. James does that, guys. Literally, random point of the conversation, he'll just look at me like this. And he'll be like, you're black, right? I'm like, what's wrong with you? Smoking crack or something? Good lord. But yeah, got a lot of stuff planned. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so tired these days. I'm old. My back is brown out.
Dude, you're only 31, dude. I'm literally 27 years older than you. So
one more week and Gray will be sick and tired of MSK, just like all the others. Got to get another one. Got to start going to hiring process, actually.
I do enjoy coming on, and I appreciate all the people that listen and make comments. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Will friends you up a wall? What, Michael? Are you having a stroke typing?
I think if any of your guy friends will drive you up a wall, it's MSK. And yeah, I mean, MSK's anti-women stances and kind of bug me a little bit because I like women. So all you women out there, you're great to me. I think you're awesome. I don't have any problems. I think when you get older, it's easier because you just don't care. Like you don't listen to nonsense. And women, when they get older, I notice they're done with the BS. They talk to you and they're like, I don't care. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm going to be me. Let's just have fun, and you can't appreciate that when you get older. You're not playing in many games.
I thought he meant this like if any guy will friends you up a wall. I'm like, if a guy's will friends you up a wall, that's gay. I'm pretty sure that's not a friend. That's probably like your lover, Michael. Joe gonna find
Well, I am single now, of course, like I said, for the Valentine's thing, and I narrowed that down to 2 reasons: my looks and my personality. But, any women out there, throw me a message. You got my Twitter handle. Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing. I live in Michigan, so that's
Michigan. You live in the same state as Michael, actually. Michael is in
really?
Michigan too. Yeah. Why do you guys live there? Who lives in Michigan of all states?
Michigan is awesome. We get 4 great seasons. It's a beautiful state. We got tons of water. We got Detroit. Detroit's awesome. It's a great city. We got the Upper Peninsula. And we got outdoors. Man, Michigan is the greatest state to live in. You get hot summers, but you get nice springs, nice falls, winter. You get it all.
Mm-hmm.
You live in what, Oregon?
I live in California.
Or California?
It's the greatest state ever.
California stinks, dude.
We have Gavin Newsom, the greatest governor of all time.
We got feces on the sidewalk and drug addicts sleeping on the ground.
Drug addicts walk outside; they're right there. It's not even like
you live in San Francisco.
No. I live in a place about 2 hours away from L.A. And in my area, I walk straight to my bank, which is right there. 5 minutes, like literally a minute. Crackheads right there, just shooting up.
Yeah, I saw some videos of kids getting off a bus. I think it was in San Francisco, and there's like drug addicts, and they're stepping over hypodermic needles and things. And I'm like, why do people got to live like this? Like, can anybody do anything about
That's
this?
what I said too. It's like, why does any state, any city, town subject themselves to any of this? We don't have to deal with this, but they just do.
I don't get it. I mean, Detroit's had homeless problems in the past, but they've done a lot of things, and they had a group called Focus Hope that was real big in the 80s that really helped a lot of people out. I believe that was the name. But I don't know. I felt bad. I watched this video, and these kids are little kids. You're getting off a bus, and there's people passed out, and I'm thinking, why, man? Why? I don't know. I just feel bad for them. I don't know how they can live like that, and then they shouldn't have to. So somebody in that city has to, they got to step up.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're going to be putting on the show at some point more, and it's like the IMDb page I had, it doesn't update anymore. I actually have an IMDb page for the show.
Oh,
it doesn't update at all. Yeah, the only thing they update on it is that they put out most recent episode, day and month and year. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's literally it. Everything else, like, it's all weirded. It's all weirded out and everything. Like, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, good Lord.
You need to put me on there as your guest and you'll class up the thing a little bit.
I can't update anything on this thing, man. I'll show you guys right now because they only update a few things on this. I don't know whoever started this because Iron had one for his show, and I know another few people that have one. I don't know what made whoever started doing this do it, but yeah, it was an IMDb page for this show. This is me, hot, sexy, rich guy, obviously. This was one of the more recent episodes, which was the 15th February. Like, what was it? It was like a few days ago. Yeah, and you have it just like the way a TV show would be. All the like me, but the episode numbers aren't definitely updated because Laps, who've been on the show a lot, he's been stuck at 28 episodes. This hasn't updated people's episode appearances. So yeah, Tiny, who was here a little bit, but I don't know why Kamala Harris. I've never had her.
That would be a great guest.
No, I would hang myself. I'd be like, all right, we're done.
I tell you what, if I had a show, I'd let anybody on there because I don't care what political party. I'd like to talk to people and.
I agree, Michael. I think it was her. Maybe I don't know what happened. Cause down here, they give you like a bunch of this other, let me see what's here. If you click on one of these talk show content, there's something on here you click where you go like, think all cast and crew. We don't have a cast and crew here. There's no plot synopsis in this stuff. Yeah. See, it doesn't update. Cause like, if I'm the host, this would be 436. I've been in every episode. Yeah. That's why you can tell it's off. Like Savage Dad, Laps, all these guys haven't been updated in a while. Like King Style, he was on 6 episodes. He unless you literally just get 6 episodes and that's when they stop, posting you. Because you've been on how many times?
This will be my 4th time.
4th. You've been 4 episodes. I'm pretty
sure.
Because
we did 2 Mondays and we done 3 Mondays together.
Yeah, they don't even have you here.
Or we did a Friday, 2 Mondays, and a today. So.
Good Lord. I never had Donald Trump on the show. I never had Cardi B.
It does say archive footage. Did you clip?
Probably was a clip.
Yeah, I got to put my glasses on and lean forward because I'm old and blind. So I got to,
archive footage of Joe Biden.
Nice.
Oh God, I love going on this. It's such a gag too. But I enjoy creating content. This lady was like, your channel only gets this amount of views. I don't really care for views. I do this for the love of the game. That's why I'm doing this. I just do it because I just like doing it.
My goal in life now is to get on MSK's IMDb page. I don't know if they use my real name or Old Man Joe. I don't know. I just threw that on as a joke.
I don't know what they'll use.
But,
none of MSK's mods care enough to oh my God. You guys, that's why I don't pay you guys. You guys are just good Lord. But yeah, we're gonna be heading out of here, but I just want to let you guys know a few things before we head out. So on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, the MSK show and Cloud9 podcast have been officially split. I was contemplating it for about a couple weeks, but I finally did it. I deleted all of the Cloud9 podcasts on the MSK show profile that's under Spotify. And I ended because on Spotify now you can make a separate account, not like account, but a different profile for your podcast. So Master Swag King, the MSK show, has the Nightwing podcast, the Iron Man podcast, and currently this show where I'm still uploading the episodes. And then I made Master Swag King the Cloud9 podcast, which is going to be esports and sports. And I'm going to work on uploading all of the episodes for both shows, all the way up to the point where the newest episodes can be uploaded right when they're done, So I'm going to update my description box below as well to put I don't know, what does John Campea do? He does it like, good Lord, I forgot how you.
I never watched the show, so I don't know.
I have to because I have to update my description box to add in, the podcast actually under it because it only links to the MSK show. I'm gonna have to update it where it says, subscribe to the MSK show podcast, MSK show or Cloud9 podcast. I have to put the Spotify links there, but yeah, those two are changed. They're separate things now. I'm really behind. I have to upload all the episodes of one show, all the episodes of another show. I'm behind on uploading on Rumble. Don't worry, guys. We're going to catch up. Don't worry. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. Don't worry. It'll be okay. But it's better to have the show separate for people that want to only have that content and only want to have content for the other show, So it's also just easier because if I upload the Cloud9 podcast to the MSK show profile on Spotify, people are gonna be like, well, what is people didn't watch? It wasn't like people didn't watch. It's like, but it's better if they're separate because you get the audience that it would most likely curate with just having it on its own. So it's gonna have like 0 followers for a little bit, but who cares? It's fine.
It can
it's better
long algorithm with YouTube too. If you're running two separate kinds of content, that can mess up that algorithm.
Yeah. So the MSK show and Cloud9 podcasts are split on Spotify, and I have podcasts and game streams coming up for the weeks to come. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK